Yeah.
It would have been
Well,
funny if Aang had a gun.
So many other problems would have been solved if they had guns.
so many problems would have been solved if they actually killed every enemy they came across.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the whole theme where like, violence will only cause more violence afterwards? Wasn't that the whole warning that Iroh was giving?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's that, but there's also. Well, I was also gonna say that there's also like a bit of a more political aspect behind it too.
For
Yeah.
Iroh anyway, because history would see
Right.
it as like a brother killing another brother for power.
Yeah, that and Aang has to do it because he's the most neutral figure out there to deal with the Fire Lord.
Hmm.
You should have someone like that IRL. Like some guy from Iceland is allowed to kill any political leader because he's not part of like anything.
Oh, he's still a part of Iceland.
Or like I don't know, some guy from like Antarctica. Fucking whatever.
Maybe.
Super neutral. Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
Swiss guy is chosen to
That's-
be allowed to kill one person in the world every single year.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it doesn't really matter if the Fire Lord was killed or not. What matters is that it's gotta be done by a neutral figure that isn't vying for power politically.
That's true.
Since Zuko could straight up killed the Fire Lord during the eclipse, but
He
he
choose
didn't.
not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zuko could have easily killed him. Actually, now that you bring it up,
Yeah,
Zuko's
no,
a
no.
trained swordsman.
Yeah, no, it's because of the politics behind it. That will make it very complicated for the Fire Nation in the future.
Yeah. I think there's also more like it would have been weird if Zuko was the one to do it. Just because it would really feel like a revenge story.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it'd also be weirder if Iroh did it too.
Yeah. Heed Iroh's warning, praise thy word once more.
Yeah.
It does bring up an interesting question, though. Is like, if firearms were introduced in the world of Avatar, who do you think would use them?
The Earth Nation.
Non-benders.
Oh, of course, non-benders, but like,
Yeah, I think
because I don't see the
yeah.
Fire Nation using guns.
Well, actually, the Fire Nation has been known to use like mechanicals, like catapults. So
Yeah,
I mean,
But-
I could see them use like
at least
very...
not the firebenders, or at least the political class, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. The upper class. I don't see them as using firearms
yeah,
because they very like it gives off like the, or at least the way I see it is that the Fire Nation royalty kind of gives off the same vibes as like medieval royalty. So when firearms were introduced, a lot of like medieval kings were like, "Oh, guns, that's for peasant stuff. We don't use those. We are men. We charge in head first," and then they get shot and die.
And
Yeah,
now then the
honestly,
rulers who had guns get to be new leaders now.
Yep.
yeah. But then again, there's also the common theme of if the Fire Nation is not going to be the bad guy in the story, it's going to be the Earth Kingdom.
Mhm.
There's some speculation with... I mean, who's it going to be? The fucking airbenders?
Yes.
Momo,
That-
I see you.
Yeah, and the water tribes have no infrastructure for to make firearms.
Not in this stage. They got a little more in Korra.
Kinda, they're still living in igloos.
I mean, pretty high-tech igloos, all things considered.
Yeah, but they don't exactly have like the advanced technology like in
They
in the
do.
cities or the Fire Nation. They do.
Yeah, in Korra they do. At least, especially when the genius guy gets introduced. He starts like getting like some crazy ideas to introduce into the southern pole and northern pole.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right. Like submarines and shit.
Yeah. I will say that I don't think we're going to be talking about Korra in this podcast, just because it's kind of its own beast.
Yeah, but it'll be related to the question of like how much were you exposed to the Avatar series?
Yeah. I guess that's I mean, I guess now is a good time to kind of like talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess
Want Oh, are we recording, by the way?
Oh yeah, I've been
Oh,
recording for like 10 minutes. I'll just cut off
Oh,
like the
alright,
early
cool.
parts of it. So the
that's
audience
fine.
knows it's been like, I don't know, 2 minutes. Fucking whatever.
Probably, I don't know. We're just bantering right now, so
Um,
Sounds good to me. I didn't know if we were or not.
that's
yeah.
the new vibe of this of Monsters Den. You never know when we're recording.
I don't know.
Surprise.
Yeah,
Your
but
social
we're just,
Perfect.
security is now on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. But if we're
Oh
just vibing
no.
and just chatting, then that'd be pretty good.
Which I learned this about Social Security.
Oh no. What horror are you gonna tell me?
So up until about 2011, your Social Security number was not random.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh.
and the way that it
Oh.
works is that the first three digits tell you or say what state you're from. The next two digits afterwards tells you what region of that state you're from, and then the last four digits is whatever number of birth you are of that month or year.
Oh, so you're saying there will be duplicates?
Not necessarily duplicates, because different areas of different regions, but you could figure out someone's social security by knowing where they're or by following where they're born. So if you know they're from, say, Austin, Texas, you could figure out the first two parts of their social security number relatively easy.
All right.
And then to figure out the last four, all you have to do is figure out the birth rate of that year, really, and it kind of gives you an idea of who that person is.
I see.
That's a really shitty system.
Yeah, which is why they changed it in like 2011.
Thank
Because
God.
they were like, oh shit, it's really easy for people to fucking find social security numbers.
Yeah, well, at least now we could tell which generation that person's from just by looking at their social security.
Yep.
Never mind their ID.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll keep the part of telling a massive amount of people being like, "Hey, this is how you can find people. This is how you can dox people with their social security." Might leave that part out.
Yeah. I mean, until there's a bunch of tangents that'll cause you to massively edit this podcast.
This is a very insightful Avatar podcast.
Very insightful. So if there's anyone out there that wants to steal somebody's identity, there you go. You can do it.
Yeah.
You too could be Ko, the face stealer.
Yep. You too could be Ko, the face stealer. Very interesting guy.
All right, but okay. Let's. I guess I am curious because I think we're all on the same page here. Have we all watched Korra as well?
Not all of it. I've seen the
okay.
first two seasons.
Yeah, not all of it, but I know we all watched Avatar. So,
Yeah.
like all of Avatar.
So yeah, I watched all of Korra as in addition to Airbender. I've also read all the comics. Well, I should say the follow up comics, but I don't quite remember them very clearly. I was gonna watch the live action, the Netflix one, but the things happen, so no, that's not happening.
Ooh, okay. For a moment, I thought you were gonna say the M. Night Shyamalan one.
I watched clips of it, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah, at least you didn't have to watch Ong.
So bad. God, the acting. Sorry, the whoever picked out the actors needs to be fired. That has to be one of the worst casts I've ever seen.
I don't know. I bet it's M. Night that did it.
Probably.
At least the Netflix casting was pretty decent, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
But it's either here or there. I know there's like been a bunch of other like different Avatar stuff that's been releasing over the past 5 years, but I haven't caught up with it. So those hyper nerds might know something.
The only other thing that I really remember outside of the main show is the one side comic with Azula, and that's pretty much it. And it's the one where they go to the swamp and find their mom.
Yeah, that's the one I was referring to. The 3 comics you're talking about is The Promise, The Search, and The Rift.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read all 3, but I just haven't remembered.
And I know there's more than just those 3, but...
Yeah.
I think I remember in the comics, they first visited Ko's mom to see where she is. I mean, where Zuko's mother is at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of the plot.
Yeah. I
Which
can't
that one I wasn't too fond of. I wish that their mom was dead.
That would have been an
I
interesting
like,
nook.
yeah.
but then again, there wasn't really like enough information to infer that she was dead. Just that she was out of their lives.
Mm.
True.
Because I like the idea that their mom was dead. It's just Ozai was using the idea of their mom being alive to manipulate Zuko.
Kind of. I don't know, because when Avatar wants to let you know that someone is dead, they would explicitly let you know.
Like show a body, like Monkey Yatsu.
Yeah.
Which that guy had a fucking body count.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Oof.
crazy that like in God, when did this fucking show come out? 2005? Yeah, that's what I got here.
Yeah.
Show came out in
I mean,
2005, like on a kids program. Like there's stuff like SpongeBob running around and like
Very odd parents. Jimmy
really odd
Neutron.
parents. Yeah, and then there's just like this being like, oh man, that's a real ass skeleton of a real ass person.
Like, oh, this
no.
is a war story.
Yeah,
People
no,
are
no.
dying in the
Hey,
background.
hey, it's fine. No blood has been shed, so it's PG. I mean, that's all that matters.
True. I also did not know this was animated by Nick Animation Studio. I thought this was an outsource, but no, they all did it.
Yep, they did it in house.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I guess it was only Korra that was based in a Korean studio.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I
why it
believe
looks a
so.
lot better too. No offense
Yeah.
to the Nick
I,
Animation
I don't know.
Studio.
Yeah, I don't know. Early 2000s animation was different back then.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, I would say, is the peak of animation, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, until like that late 2000s where we kind of hit the dark age of live action shows flooding the cartoon.
And 3D animated shows
Yeah.
Yeah.
and movies. And now that's all we have is 3D animated movies. Please go back to 2D. Disney, Warner Brothers, please.
Although
I
have
don't know.
Like I want more
get
like Treasure Planet and like Prince of Egypt.
Yeah. I mean, I get that 3D is cheaper to make, but that doesn't excuse the lack of skill to even make a quality product.
have you guys sorry, just I'm kind of curious. Have you guys ever seen the pilot to Avatar Last Airbender?
No, I have not.
Not that I recall.
So the animation quality there actually looks really, really good. And I kind of
Does
like
it?
some of the designs that Katara had at that point. I think she looked a little more sharper,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I kind of did like that design for Katara, which her name was Kia at that point, and I guess they just renamed her. They just used that name for her mother. Funny enough,
Did they wait, did they actually air the pilot before, or was it like unaired?
it was on some website. I didn't
Oh,
watch it
so
through a legal one, but I'm sure
oh,
it's out
so
there legally.
so it was unaired since it wasn't shown in the cable network.
No, I believe it was aired on Nickelodeon, but it was aired on one of those blocks where it was like, oh, here's like 5 new shows or pilots to new shows that are coming out. Which one gets the most rating? All right, well, greenlight that one.
Hmm.
Because I know Nickelodeon used to do that, where they would do essentially test runs of multiple different shows. Each one was only like 5 to 10 minutes, and depending on what the reception was how they would determine on which show they would proceed with. So it would be like your show versus like 3 or 4 other shows.
Man, that's rough. The guys I had to compete with SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Dang.
I actually don't know. I actually no. SpongeBob does have a pilot. We were watching it the other day. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the voiceless
Mhm.
one with the reef blower.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm kind of curious. Like, I guess since we're on the memory of our childhood, did you guys remember when you guys first saw Avatar? Because I remember I was looking at the commercials for it. I'm like, this looks pretty cool, but never
Yeah.
knew when it was gonna come out.
Yeah, I was kind of blown away by it since
Same.
it was very cinematic for its time.
Yeah.
Watched it and I thought that the bending was cool. And it was warriors. I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah,
I want to see more of this.
and I think back then martial arts schools were a lot more common back then too.
I think they're more common now, aren't they?
Are they?
I feel they
I don't
are.
know because I
I
seen like
think
a
they
bunch.
are more common now.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's
But
because there used to be like a bunch
but I was gonna
where we
say,
live,
well,
but a bunch of them closed down.
oh, there's still a ton where we live. Like, there's a reason that our town is known as like the martial arts capital of the U.S., which I may have just doxed all of us by saying that. But hey, welcome to our city.
And yeah, you could add that out. You could add that out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never actually watched all of Avatar. I watched like a couple episodes of book 1 when it came out, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I lost like my ability to watch cable TV. And I think sometime in middle school is when I binged all of Airbender, and it
No,
became like my favorite thing ever.
I specifically remember watching it weekly, episode by
Oh, you
episode.
were in.
Yeah, I was in. I loved it. My brother liked it. My mom liked the show, so she would watch it with us. Like, I remember growing up, whenever it was like on air, my mom would call us inside and we'll go like get dinner and then sit there and watch it as we ate dinner.
That's so cute.
I think.
How about you, Phoenix?
Mm, well, I can't. I don't think I watched it with my parents, but I know I've kept up to it. Well, not consistently every week, but enough to where I think I've watched like a majority of the episodes during its run.
Okay. Um. But yeah, so I'm gonna assume that you guys love this show as much as I do, because when I think about how much I like the
I
show,
do have all the art books that have come out.
speaking from the man himself, I there used to be a huge debate of whether Avatar is an anime or not, and maybe the debate lingers. But if this were to be on my anime list or be put on an anime like section, this would probably be in my top 5, somewhere around the same area Full Metal Alchemist is.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
I agree.
yeah. Well, good thing we don't have a Japanese person here to discuss semantics, since they'll just say, "Oh yeah, it's an anime."
Yeah. Apparently it did poorly in Japan, but
Mm.
not really
Yeah,
sure why.
well then again, different demographics. They're not.
Plus, it's not very Japanese I mean, it's Japanese influence, but it's not that heavily Japanese influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just didn't look
Well,
super serious like I guess some of the other anime did at the time.
kind of.
Hmm.
Yeah, kind of. Well, then again, anime. I think there was like a bunch of there was a bunch of edgy animes in the early 2000s.
And they probably weren't too fond of the main Japanese faction being the bad guys.
You know what? Putting one and one
Yeah,
together.
that's fair. That's fair.
Japan's probably be like, hey, that's kind of fucky. We don't like that. Why are we the bad guys?
Yeah, because we got like the Eskimos, we got the Tibetans, the Chinese, and the Japanese.
Hmm.
With some loose stuff in there. Like there's kind of like an
Some of them,
allusion to
yeah.
Korea somewhere in the Earth Kingdom, as well as kind of like where Republic City is going to be, like in that colonized area of the Fire Nation.
Hmm.
Kind,
There's some other allusions here
kinda.
and there.
Yeah, if you want to bring in the point of it being a multicultural center.
Yeah, even
Yeah, you do
with
have like smaller cultures and whatnot going on around in there.
yeah, there's a couple in the
Yeah.
Fire Nation if I'm not mistaken, but um, just to kind of finish off the slide, um, Phoenix, how much do you like Airbender? Because I don't think we've ever heard it from you.
I like it a lot. It's like top 5 of my favorite cartoons.
Oh, all right, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I had a conversation one time on online, and they were a bit confused on like why didn't Airbender get way more traction when Korra was releasing. They knew this was a big deal, and it's kind of funny because at the time, Avatar wasn't really seen that highly within, I guess, the community. Like if you were to tell 8-year-old me how much do I like Avatar, I'd say as much as Danny Phantom or SpongeBob because they were just kind of cartoons to me. But
Yeah.
I think it's only after Korra started releasing where people started to realize, you know what, Airbender is the shit.
Yeah. But there's also the fact that probably like a bunch of the fans who watched Korra were kids when they watched Airbender, so they didn't have like the experience to process all the story.
That's fair. So maybe
Yeah,
I think
that's
so it's
the
why.
like
big one when
yeah,
it
so it's
comes
like in
to
hindsight.
Korra is just like the development hell behind it though. Because Korra was greenlit for one season and that's all they wrote. They were kind of doing it on a time crunch, so they weren't able to do a whole lot. And then they were just kind of given like, oh, cool, you get season 2 now, and now season 3, and now season 4, which is why Korra seems very like disjointed and not really know its own identity.
It's funny because when you
And then
start,
I think they did try to cater towards an older audience because I mean, just look at the main cast in Korra. Almost all the characters are like 17 or above, you know, and they're
Yeah,
dealing with more so like teenage romance drama bullshit, which is what I fucking hated about Korra. I
yeah.
didn't
Though
care about like Korra's romance life. I wanted to see more of what's going on with like this underground like terrorist organization. I want to see that. What's happening with these guys?
yeah,
yeah, though then again, even though Airbender was catered towards kids, it did respect your intelligence and maturity.
Yeah, like they hinted at romance, but they didn't shove it down your throat.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, they were in the middle of a war, so they don't have time for romance.
Exactly. It was the war came first.
Yeah, and then that end it was also still pretty brutal too, even
Hmm.
though as toned down as it could be.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people die in Avatar.
Yeah,
Like off screen, a lot of people fucking
oh,
die.
yeah.
Like
I think like
again, Suki and uh Sokka, I would argue, have probably two of the highest kill counts.
well, definitely Sokka when he crashed all those airships.
Mhm.
kill streak.
And also led a fucking war. He
Yep,
led a battle.
yep. Oh, and he straight up killed the firebender.
Allegedly.
Well, he caused him to explode.
He did cause him to explode.
That's fair. I mean, man deserved it.
And Sokka's my boy. He is okay. Who's your guys' favorite character of the main group? Like the main five? Because mine is Sokka. He's my boy. I love him.
I mean, to be honest, though, Sokka's a really good pick.
Hmm.
Mm.
What do you define the five? Are you talking about like
And Katara, Sokka. Oh, I guess we could do like the whole group.
talking
Because
about all
Suki
of Team
kind of joins
Avatar?
later on.
She, yeah,
Yeah, like
Suki
all.
is kind of the sixth ranger.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she
she's just
doesn't.
added in like the last half of season 3.
Yeah, so she doesn't have that much of a presence, though.
Although I do like her a lot.
Yeah, she just doesn't have as much of a presence compared to the rest of the group.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna immediately hand the L to Aang and be like, okay, we gotta shove you out. You're a cool main character, but you ain't it. Sorry, Chief.
Yeah, you veggie eating little bitch.
Appa and Momo are cute, but they're not really meant to be deep characters. So that's fine. I don't think Suki had enough presence to really
Although the
topple
Appa
everyone.
and Momo episode, where it's like them by themselves, are fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It was.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, poor Appa
These are
being
all good
No.
abused.
characters, by the way. I want to preface
And-
that, saying like
oh
I
yeah,
don't hate
yeah.
any of them. Um, like I've come to like Katara the older I get, because it's one of those things where I think about is like compared to anyone else in this cast. Maybe you can argue Zuko, but like episode one Katara and last episode Katara feels so fucking different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
where she
mean,
went from being like a teenager to like a legitimate leader. Which
Yeah.
same could be said for Sokka too. Sokka went from being like, ha, whatever, guys, yeah,
yeah.
to no, I'm a general. I have to act like a general now and actually pay attention to my troops.
Though I felt like Sokka. Yeah. Though I felt like Sokka. Oh, how do I even say this? Because he wasn't forced to grow up, but he like quit like Katara, but he still felt a little silly like after all that time.
Yeah, he still had a little bit of his sense of humor.
Yeah, but he
his
was.
craftiness, which was the
Yeah,
big part of his character. Like that is his core personality
yeah,
trait. Is
but
like he's
he
he
wasn't
thinks
forced.
outside the box.
Yeah, but he wasn't forced to grow up and be the grown up in the group like Katara was.
Mhm. Not until much later.
Yeah,
Although he tries in season one to try to be the like, oh, I'm the leader of this group, and then he
yeah,
just does it.
yeah, but it felt more like a kid saying, "Oh, I'm the grown up," while being the oldest of a group of kids and not being an adult.
Exactly. Very much so Sokka had that energy. And it wasn't until like season three do you actually see him as like, no, I am an actual leader now.
Yeah, while Kataru was trying to show that she could be reliable to the group.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to say Zuko, but that's kind of cheating. So I'm gonna put him down for a bit.
I mean,
Because I think
Zuko has way
that
so
that's
much
too
development.
powerful. That's too strong of
Zuko's
a
my
choice.
second favorite.
Yeah,
Sokka's first, Zuko's second for me.
I do like Toph though.
Toph
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah, I mean they're very strong characters, so it's hard to like put a definitive favorite.
Okay. Gun to my head. Zuko, Sokka, Toph, Katara, Aang. There. I
That
said it.
works.
I said it.
Okay,
And Suki, Appa, Momo are somewhere below there. I'm not really gonna think too hard about it.
they're secondary characters to the main group.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, this team Avatar was really cool. The reason I kind of faded out Zuko here is because he doesn't come till way later, even though he does feel like the missing piece of the group. He
Mysterious one.
Yeah, I think he serves a role in another different way. So that's why I kind of put him aside here. How do you guys feel about, I guess, the main crew as a whole?
I like him.
Yeah, I like them.
I do too. I think they really needed Toph though. That's what really made the
Yeah.
group kind of start clicking at least.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they need like a certain free spirit in the group just to mellow out the stress.
Mhm. The tough guy persona of like not giving a fuck and just wanting to do her own thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I think she is the bravest of the four.
I mean to be fair, she is blind.
Confirmed that
Justice
blind
is
people
blind.
confirmed that blind people are the bravest people in the world.
But she does deserve it too, because she like remember how she was raised as like being this fragile little thing, and she's like, no, I'm an earthbender. I'm a secret
Yeah.
pro wrestler. Like I could do
Yeah.
this.
Oh no, her real parents are the giant moles.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I really just on paper alone, like the idea of what Toph is, I really like the idea of an aristocratic like little girl that can just kick some fucking ass.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I know that trope has existed before, but Toph is definitely the best of that trope.
Yeah, that's why I say like on paper I already like this trope, but I've never seen it done so well before, like Avatar did.
Toph and really all the female characters in Avatar could be summed up as this: is they are the strong female character done right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's due to their actions, not because they're a woman.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And Katara could be seen as the same way because part of the reason, like,
editing.
but
Don't
like
worry.
I agree with you, where like Katara has grown on me the older I've gotten, like a lot. She has grown on me a lot because
Yeah.
she's just she is everything that you like to, in my opinion, what a strong female leader is. Like, yes, she's strong, she's tough, and she can fight, but she could also heal. She's kind, she's caring, she's compassionate. You know, she's willing to take a life on the battlefield, but is also willing to save lives. Which to
Yeah.
me is like that's a good trait, and not just like a strong female character, but a strong leader character in general. Whereas like you want to be able to uh you got to be able to fight, but you also got to be able to help others.
Yeah.
I think
So-
what I sometimes think about is like, can you imagine how much worse the group would do without Katara? Because she kind of is the things holding it all together.
Yeah, she's the mom of the group. She's keeping everyone together, keeping everyone fed, make sure that the tents are being put up correctly.
Like
Even
this-
though I get Sokka's argument for that, there's not a cloud in the sky, just use it as a blanket.
Yeah, I mean Sokka's got a heart, but not brains.
Like he's got brains, it's just his brains are outside the box.
Yeah. I
True.
mean, He's good. He's good in a battle, but conventionally, there are better people.
So, but yeah, no, like Katara also is kind of like powerful in her own way, because like even though she had so much hatred towards the guy that killed her mom, she still she still held back in a very mature way of, I'm not gonna kill you because that's not my thing, but I'm not gonna forgive you. And I think that's such
Mhm.
a interesting way of handling like an arc like that.
Yeah.
So she had Zuko to hold her back. If she didn't have anyone to hold her back, she would have done the deed out of.
Well, I don't think Zuko held her back. Zuko, I think,
No,
was fully willing. Like, hey, if you want to kill him, kill him. I'm not going to stop you.
no, but he did have to remind her.
Yeah,
Also, I really like that episode because you see Katara actually like go unhinged and be like, "Oh shit, she could actually kill people," and
Yeah,
you see it in Zuko's eyes where he's like, oh, she's about to kill this dude. She's like
yeah.
just bloodbended this dude to the ground. Oh shit."
Wait, did she
And then
actually blood?
there's the old guy where she makes all the ice spikes, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
Like you
Wait, did
see
she
in
actually?
Zuko's eyes where he's like, "Uh oh."
Oh, did she actually bloodbend the guy? I can't remember
yeah,
since
don't you
usually
remember?
The first guy. So they
the
attacked the
first.
ships trying to figure out where that admiral was, and she bloodbends the captain of one of those ships, and that's when Zuko's like, "Oh fuck, that's a thing."
Oh, okay. Oh wait, it was a full moon during that time, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I misremember that because I forget if it was done during the day or during the night.
No, it was that night.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I forgot about that.
yeah. It shows that Katara could have been that person, but like she's like, no, I still choose what I was kind of taught. You know, the goodness of people's heart, for as smudgy as that is.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, it did also show like another side of chasing glory is not all there is to life.
Or
Like,
revenge.
Yeah,
yeah, well, revenge and glory. Because look at the guy who killed Katara's mom. He's left out there in the middle of nowhere, living with his mom and not getting the respect that he is
Yeah,
expected.
living a miserable life.
Yeah,
yeah. It's not Katara would get anything out of it by killing him.
no,
Hmm.
since he's already living a miserable life.
Yeah, but you know, I guess since we danced around kind of the big heavyweight here, like, I just want to talk about Sokka in more detail and how dear Lord, this, I guess you were right when I really thought about it. Like Sokka really went through multiple arcs, not just one.
Oh
Because
yeah, he went through multiple.
who Sokka was in the beginning of book one, and then the ending of book one, and then middle of book two, end of book two, like he goes all over the place every
Yep,
single
all the
time.
way to the end of book 3. He's completely different. He has like a proper character. Uh, wow, fucking
Arc.
just left my mind. Arc. There you go.
Yeah,
He has a proper character
Nice.
arc.
Yeah. So
Like the first one really off the bat is just the whole like, oh, girls can't be warriors, and then he gets his ass kicked by Suki in the Kyoshi Warriors, and he's like, all right, maybe women can be warriors.
that's like
And then
episode 4.
yeah, it's like episode 4 right off the bat, but that's the first where you really start seeing him start changing.
yeah, and oh yeah, and he did also like integrate into their culture and start seeing things from their point of view.
Hmm. Which he ends up doing multiple times because throughout all of Avatar, he's usually the first to like start trying other people's food, start trying their clothes, start thinking the way they think, try and figure them out from the inside out.
Yeah, it's funny how he did start out as the most closed-minded character and kind of became the opposite towards the end.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like to the point where you get that his episode with the blacksmith
yeah. No,
The blacksmith. You
definitely.
mean the swordsman?
swordsman. Sorry, he didn't make the blade. My apologies.
I was gonna say that is like that is Sokka's most important episode, and I love the fact that my favorite thing of that episode is when he's going up to the master, and the master's like, "Oh, so why should I train you?" And Sokka's response is, "Honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm just some dude who's traveling who wants to learn how to fight. That's it. I'm not some big, great sword master. I'm not some, epic warrior. I just want to learn how to fight."
It is funny during the sparring match that Sokka thought that he was messing around making stuff up, but then the Swordmaster thought, oh wait, this guy could actually be something.
Yeah. Master Pen, wasn't it? Or
Master
Pendao?
Pen.
Pendao?
Yeah,
I have him somewhere here in the slides.
I don't.
Yeah,
Wait, he
Pinado.
put up name. Okay.
Panado.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which I like him too.
he's great.
But
Yeah.
and I like that he's right off the bat he knew like Sokka wasn't Fire Nation because he mentions like, no, you're Water Tribe. I knew it as soon as you walked in. But you wanted to be a swordsman. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone's allowed to learn be a swordsman. I don't care.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But it was
Also-
Sokka's humbleness and willingness to be like, yeah, no, I'm not a great swordsman, but I want to learn.
Yeah.
And then
He
like
also-
what you're saying, Phoenix, where Sokka's using like the ground against them. He's using the environment against them. He's throwing dust. He's cutting down trees. Master Pinot is like, yeah, that's exactly what a swordsman should be doing. Use your environment to your benefit. Being a good warrior isn't just are you skilled with a sword. It's paying attention to your surroundings, using those to your advantage, tricking your enemy, outpacing them, outthinking them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just as it's like when it comes to fighting games, it's the whole mind games thing. The mind games is just as part of the match as the characters are.
Yeah. Fighting honestly is meant for fair duels or sports, not really battles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, leaning into back into the martial arts philosophy of Avatar as a whole, because obviously it's not just with
Exactly.
swords. They talk about it so much about the balance of fighting and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious about. Well, I guess we we're still staying on Sokka. Let's talk about Suki at the same time because these two are kind of like paired together, I suppose, as far as their arcs and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they
so-
become a couple.
So along with Sokka being a really cool developmental character, he's also the comedic relief. Like I think out of all the group, he is the guy that's supposed to kind of make you chuckle and be like, "Look at this dude."
Oh, for sure. Which is also really cool because you don't usually see the comedic relief character being one of the most competent members of the team.
yeah.
Usually the comedic relief character is just that. They're comedic relief, they're incompetent, they're just kind of meant to be funny.
And subvert that trope, becoming
Yeah.
arguably one of the most competent
Which
characters.
same could be said for another really big name character on this list, which everyone fucking loves.
The one
Yeah.
the one I may or may not have blurred out.
No,
Not him.
his uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which do you want to go over to him because that's gonna consume the rest of the conversation, or do you want to finish up Sokka and Suki before they get eliminated?
Let's finish up
entirely?
Sokka and Suki first because Iroh we could go on for hours. I fucking love Iroh. I was just gonna add, Iroh is that same thing where it's like he starts out as a comedic relief character, but then when he locks in, he locks the fuck in.
Yeah.
Though, dang, talking about Iroh would take up another video. Rather.
Oh yeah,
Well, we'll get to him. Don't worry.
Completely could
Let's-
have his own video.
Let's just finish up Sokka and Suki, just because we're gonna forget about him and we don't talk about him here. But yeah, no, it's no secret that Sokka has had a bunch of relationships with women, and I think that's one of the funniest aspects where you see this goofball who, I don't know, I guess starts off as a sexist jerk, ironically ends up getting the most pairs of any other male character.
Mhm. Ends up getting all the girls. I
Implicitly,
mean, it makes
he did-
sense. He's funny, he's charming, and he's willing to fight for others and protect people.
Though implicitly, he did do the deed.
That scene with
He
the
did.
goddamn flower.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it is canon that he and Suki did do it.
Yeah, because I forget the cultural significance of it, but it did imply that they did it because of that.
And Toph was watching all those vibrations.
I wonder if she was
Yep.
enjoying it.
She'd probably be like,
Probably.
my parents are better.
I mean, nah. Well, to be fair, Toph was also into Sokka too.
There you go. Okay, who do we got on the roster here? We got Toph, we got Suki, we got Yue, who became a moon. That's rough, buddy.
Highly.
Ty Lee,
Kylie,
And
yeah.
some people say maybe Azula, but I think people are reaching at that
No,
point.
not
Yeah, I think
no,
you're reaching with Azula.
no.
I like the
Azula,
Ty Lee one though, where she's like, "Hey, you're cute."
yeah. So that could also
They're
be
just like
Kylie.
flirting with Sokka while they're fucking fighting.
Yeah, but that could also be Kylie being Kylie since she's really bubbly.
That's true.
I mean, that's still a catch in my eyes. That's 4 girls under Sokka's belt.
Mm.
Yeah.
You also have the Earth Kingdom Poetry Club.
I mean, he kind of fumbled it at the last minute. He would have gotten more, but
He
bro
would have, but
fumbled.
Yeah, no, he
if
was a
he
syllable
got
off.
that, he had that entire room full of women.
Yeah, no, he was a
He
syllable
could have
off.
gotten all of those girls.
Yeah. Man, it's
What a
funny
guy.
to think that Avatar has its own version of a rap battle in the Earth Kingdom.
It's great.
Honestly, makes sense.
Yeah.
Like poetry and like poetry battles have always been a thing throughout history. So it makes sense that they would have something like that.
True. Yeah, I want to give kind of maybe Suki here credit because we didn't talk much about her as a character. I want to give her one really solid, what do you call it, like limelight of one of the best quotes she gives, and that's when Kyoshi Island was being attacked, and Sokka is still doubtful on Suki's like kind of identity. I don't know, like, as a female warrior, and Suki states, "I am a warrior, but I'm a girl too." And what you were stating, Kai, earlier about strong female characters, that's such a good encapsulation of kind of what it means to all summarize it, where warriors can exist and as well as female warriors, but they're also girls, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, they are girls. She likes makeup. She likes going to the beach. She likes doing girly things like with her friends. Like she's still a girl. She should just whoop your ass.
Yeah. She has her duty. And it doesn't entirely define her.
Exactly. But yeah, no, we can get into the semantics of the East
She also
Asian
gets,
stuff. Go ahead.
she also gets best boy, the best man.
I mean, for the first time, but we don't
boy.
know how long that lasted. Avatar ships
For
are a little
Sokka?
funky. Yeah.
I'm pretty certain they stay together because, well, I think
Well,
the common fan theory is that the two die together,
Okay.
and that's why, like in Korra, they're gone.
kinda.
Because the theory is like there was either something had happened, or it was a bandit raid or a war or whatever, and Sokka and Suki sacrificed themselves to save civilians.
Okay.
It's kind of weird that they didn't dwell too much on the family life of the old Avatar group in Korra.
I think they're
Because
gonna
we-
give limelight to them, but that's Korra stuff.
Kind of. Yeah,
Mhm.
kind of. That's true. I mean, it's just that we didn't really know too much about Sokka besides, he's I forget. Was he like a big part of the security?
He was one of the council members,
yeah.
but again, that's
One of
kind
the
of
council
that's kind of more
members, yeah.
Korra stuff, and I don't really care about talking about Korra today.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
But since you guys seem ready to to get your vocals out, let's go into our next
Suki.
slide then. Or do you want to talk about
Before that,
Suki?
I just
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead.
say, like, there are some tidbits of Suki that I like. Just that, well, she's hard because she does change, but her change isn't very
Gradual.
noticeable, and it's not a whole lot throughout the series. Because really, she only has like, well, obviously she has the least amount of screen time out of everyone in Team Avatar, and she only ever shows up really as a main character in the later half of season 3.
I mean, she shows up. I mean, she has her moment in book 1. She has her moment in book 2 with the Kyoshi warriors all showing up, and she has a lot more in season 3. So she's kind of scattered.
Yeah.
So she's the most relevant secondary character, but that doesn't quite give her main character status.
No. Not quite.
Yeah.
But I do quite like her a lot.
She's great.
I think she's a cool character. But, she's Sokka's, so I will respect that. I respect my boys.
Unless Toph slid in there and we didn't even know it. We don't know what she was up to.
I do really like when they're reintroduced to her in book 2. And like she's wearing the guard uniform and they don't recognize that it's Suki. because they haven't seen her
That's
without her
right.
makeup since like
Yeah.
ever.
She does look really. She almost looks like Azula, really.
A little bit.
It's a little trippy.
Just a little bit less sharp though.
Oh yeah, obviously.
And lighter hair color.
Yeah.
And different eye color.
Yeah, but like kind of
And
the
personality. Oh, just
Let's
kind of
kind of the
she
shape.
yeah, which that's just same face. That's like an artist type thing. All artists
Yeah.
kind of suffer from that.
Yeah. But do you guys
But
have
I was
anything?
gonna say, like, I do like that episode with Suki because it was both Suki and Sokka because they both kind of grow up. Because at this point, Sokka has already lost a girl from the Northern Water Tribe, so he's super, super overly protective of Suki to the point where like Suki's like, Sokka, hey, like, remember, I'm a warrior. I could hold my own too. And Sokka has to learn, like, yeah, that's right, she can do that.
He has to learn to respect women. His biggest flaw up until that point,
Or learn to let go.
and that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of rough letting go when your girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
Well, that's. I mean, that's UA's arc entirely. Because like again, we're kind of going back to like, man, Sokka had a lot of arcs.
Yeah.
I guess Suki did set up for it. To be fair.
Mhm.
But
No, it's just that whole idea of like he has to learn to like not be so overly protective. Because in a sense, Sokka swung from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other end and then back to the middle. Because he went from being like, women to, oh, I have to be super protective of these girls because they can die to, wait a minute, no, there are some girls that can't hold their own. I don't have to be super protective
yeah,
at all times.
man, what an amazing character arc! I can't believe Netflix tried to fucking peter that out.
Destroy that. Yeah.
the fuck?
Because that's like one of the most, that is the defining character arc for him. Or one of. Because he
Yeah,
does go through quite a few.
I guess it's really hard to follow the same type of pacing the animated series has compared to the live action.
Yeah,
But it's also different writers too.
Mhm.
Actually, wait, did the original writers also participate in the Netflix series, or?
I don't
A
know the
little
details.
bit. It's not a whole lot though. They didn't
Oh,
have as much control.
mm,
And they
okay.
left like a quarter of a way through it.
Oh, I
So
see. I see the
did they
problem.
really have control? Don't know.
I wish to watch the show to give you a better judgment, but alas.
Hmm.
But yeah,
The other big thing,
what's up?
and I'm sorry I keep going off about Sokka, but Sokka also fits the stereotypical characters that I tend to fall in love with, which is normal man.
He gets the job done, bro.
Yep, he gets the job done. He doesn't have any special abilities, no magic powers, nothing, like super unnatural about him. He's just a dude with a sword and a boomerang, and
Yeah.
that's it. And he
Oh.
gets the job done. And I love characters that are like that. They are my absolute favorite archetype.
I think outside of Suki, yeah, he's the only non-bender in Team Avatar.
Yep, him and Suki are the only two that are non-benders. And arguably they're the two, well, not necessarily Suki, but he is arguably the one who does the most, who does kind of end up becoming Team Avatar's leader.
Yeah. Whenever
He's
it's not about
he's the one calling
negotiations.
the shots. Yeah, he ends up being the one that calls the shots later on, coming up with
Yeah.
plans and all that.
I mean, like you said, he's meant to be the general, so he should be leading a group of people, and he's responsible for that group's actions, not the individuals.
Yep. If it's diplomacy, Aang will be the Avatar and do the peaceful things. But once shit goes down, it is Sokka's turn to take the wheel.
Yep, it's Sokka's turn to start leading. We're like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
Which another good arc with him is the end of the invasion when they're invading the Fire Nation and they like it was a whole trick and they get their ass kicked and he's like, shit, I have to leave my entire force behind. And having to learn to deal with that of like, shit, I lost a battle. It's like I cost all these guys just lost their lives because of me for nothing. And his dad has to comfort him. It was like, hey, it happens. It's war.
Dang. That's such a crazy cap to his arc.
Mhm.
Like learning to lose after, I guess, surviving through the show.
Yep.
Dang, that's wild. Show's so good.
is
I
good.
know we're talking about it right now, but this show's so good.
It's mostly Sokka we're talking about. That's just because Sokka is my favorite character next
Yeah,
to
but
Iroh
but we're talking about
and
Iroh, then oh boy,
Zuko.
that's a conversation.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to add with Sokka or Team Avatar in general?
I think we talked about most of what we wanted to talk about.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
sure we'll have little tidbits here and there, but
Oh yeah, we're not done with
we can
them.
move on to like the next big faction, which is my personal favorite faction, the Fire Nation, who arguably has the coolest designs, the coolest weapons, one of the coolest characters, and the hottest women.
Literally.
Literally. I don't know why, but for the longest of time, I had and still kind of do, had the fattest crush on Azula. I don't know why.
I mean, around the same. Actually, no. I think Azula was older at this point than
Yeah,
when
she
he
would have been
was.
older than us
Yeah,
by like a year or two,
Yeah.
dude, it freaks me the fuck
which
out.
that doesn't matter.
Right,
That
dude,
she's younger than Zuko.
it flips me the fuck out because if looking at this picture, right, I would say, oh, she's like 19 or 20 years old, right? And that's kind of part of her character is that she's trying to look like an adult, like she's trying to like look, I guess, competent in Ozai's eyes. But once she takes off the makeup, she's a kid, and that's such a good design element to integrate into her character.
Yep.
Things.
She's constantly trying to be an adult.
Yeah. And constantly trying to look for approval. I mean, that's a huge theme for
Yeah,
Azula.
that's the big
And
one with her,
Zuko.
is the
Yeah. Except that Zuko has someone who's reciprocal of his deeds.
Positively in a positive way.
Yeah.
So yeah, out of all like the family trees, the Fire Nation I think has the longest one in the Wikipedia, just because their shit is so like tight knit compared to everything else. Like the royalty biography in this family is fucking crazy, dude. Like I didn't know this, but like Ursa is related to Roku. I think Roku is his grandfather.
Yes, Roku is Zuko's grandpa.
Great grandfather to Zuko, because Ursa I think is Roku's grandfather. I think.
Ursa's Zuko's mom.
Yeah, you're messy.
Hold on.
Roku is
Hold on.
Ursa's
What
grandfather.
I meant to say, yes, thank you. I might have slurred my words and fucking been dumb. Okay, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's kind of a crazy thing where like even royal lineage is tied to the Avatar in some way, and it I don't know, it makes me think how involved this family is and kind of how it all went roundabout with, I guess,
Actually,
Zuko
no,
befriending
wait.
Aang.
Those Roku is Zuko's just regular grandpa. Ursa is his daughter. I think.
Okay.
Because the line, if I remember right, goes Sozin, Ozai, and then Iroh and Ozai. Or yeah, whatever.
Oh, you're talking about Sozin.
I could be
Okay.
wrong. I think that's the line, is Sozin, Ozai, Iroh, or whatever.
It's Sozin, and then there's a guy called Azulion, who was the majority of the leader for the 100-Year War, and then it's Ozai.
Oh, okay, then I am wrong. My bad. I didn't know about Azulion.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that Azula is named after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, though he is kind of forgotten since the 100-Year War was kind of skipped over.
Well, it's funny because you get a lot of tidbits of his lore. I probably should have had him on the slide, but he doesn't play a big role other than like world building background, where he's kind of like the what do you call it? The second Kim Jong-un, whatever his name was, the second leader of North Korea. Extremely beloved leader. Yeah.
Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, he has this very like extremely beloved leader, and even after going a little bit into the comics, even after all the peace and all the stuff has gone or whatever, there's like a village in the Fire Nation that's still super loyal just to Azulion alone because they love his regime as like this fascist leader. So I think out of all of them, the most exemplary Fire Lord was Azulion, but we just never see him. People said, like, I think it said that the flaw that Ozai had compared to Azulion is that Ozai kind of lets corruption go through because he doesn't really care. Azulion kind of had that more on lockdown, where it's, I'm the leader, no corruption runs through. Fascism
And
does
No,
you
so
know,
help.
he would have stopped
think-
people like Zhao and
yeah,
whatnot.
Yeah.
and I think to be fair to Azulion, he had no avatar to deal with, unlike Ozai.
That really helps. That really helped him in his favor. And to be fair, Ozai didn't have that much up until like a couple years into his reign. I think like 5 or 6.
Kinda, though he did. Yeah, though he did have an avatar to deal with that dealt with his operation, so
Yeah,
it was still pretty significant too, considering what Aang and his group did against the Fire Nation.
it's true. But you know, it's kind of crazy that like at the end of like Roku and Sozin, and started as friends, ended up as bitter enemies at death, unfortunately for Oroku.
Mhm.
Their lineage ended up connecting all the way to Zuko and Azula, and you kind of see both sides of those family coming into one.
Yep. The batshit crazy on one side, and then the somewhat honorable on the other side, I suppose.
I do think they're honorable, and this kind of you see it in the beginning of season 3 where there's so much brainwashing and like nationalism that like nationalistic propaganda that occurs within the Fire Nation that it even made someone like Zuko crazy. Heck, it made someone like Iroh fucking be a fanatical like genocider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, before his son died.
Yeah. So it kind
I
of comes to
think
show
genocide
how
is a
it
bit
is.
over word for Iroh. I don't think Iroh genocide anyone. He just like battle.
That's fair. I don't. Well, we don't know much about what he was like. Just the hints of like, you
No,
watch
he-
out for this guy.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
like he's the dragon of the West. This is a military general warrior. Like you be careful of him. He will whoop your ass.
yeah, I mean, even the group of Earthbenders who jumped him were still very cautious of him.
As they should be, really.
I love
Yeah.
that fucking fight, by the way.
Oh no, I don't think Gyro even used his firebending at all. He
Nope.
just used his
He didn't
chain.
use any firebending whatsoever.
He only used it to scare him with his like. Do you want to know why they call me the Fire of the West or the Dragon of the West?
No, that's a
And-
different fight. That's a different fight.
Different fight. We're talking about the one where he's in season 1, where he's
He was in the hot
arrested
spring?
and he's in
Yeah.
chains.
Yeah, he was in a hot spring, but then he got jumped by the Earthbenders and
Oh,
was put
you're
into
right.
chains.
You're right.
Yep,
You're
then he used
right.
Any firebending.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. He did use firebending a little bit, and that's he used his nose to heat the chains a little bit. Or no, yeah,
Yeah.
he did it, and then the guy got over his chains and
Mhm.
started to freak out. That was the only firebending he did use.
yeah, but other than that, he mostly used his chains and a few rocks to beat them.
Bro does not mess around.
Nope. And then, you said later on in season 2, when he's fighting the Earthbenders in the castle, that's where he's like, "You want to know why they call him the Dragon of the West?" And he just shoots fire out of his mouth.
I love that
Yeah.
line so much. It's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy, but it fits him so well. I like to point out that you never see Iroh fight in the entire series.
No, he
Yeah, chains off.
no, he was mostly never on the offensive. The only offensive attack he did was breaking down the gate.
Yep. And that to me just it leads more to Iroh being this epic bender because you never see him fully fight. Except for like the one with the chains, and even then that's just him redirecting their attacks against themselves.
Yeah.
Like he is so out of their league that he's playing with the Earthbenders at that point.
Yeah.
But what you do see, however, is the aftermath of his battles. Like the prison escape scene where like Zuko goes to break Iroh out just to see all the prison guards got the shit beat out of them. And the one dude like has PTSD, but like, dude, your uncle's not a human. He's a one-man army. There's no way that guy's real.
At the end of Sozin's comment, he was apparently flipping tanks or some shit.
No, that was
It was Boomy helping out, but he was essentially kind
Boomy.
of
no,
neutralizing
that was Boomy
tanks.
doing that.
yeah, it was Boomy doing that.
It was.
And
You never see Iroh fight during Sozin's comment.
That's the thing. It's just the aftermath, essentially.
You just see him burn the flag down, and that's it. You just see
Yeah.
the aftermath and like the trail of destruction.
Pretty much. For the tanks, it was just Zhang putting up firewalls to keep the tanks out and Boomy flipping the tanks.
That's fair. I might
Which
have been misremembering then.
Yeah,
the
because
Lotus. Oh, go
I
for
was
it.
gonna say all Iroh did was shoot a giant fireball to break down the gate and burn down the flag. That's it.
Retaking Bossing Say once again.
Dude, all that scene leading up to him shoot that fireball, where every breath he takes, the fire gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Uh, albeit he was amped by Sozin's comet, so
But still, it's so cool.
yeah.
And it's kind of crazy, like all this epic tales about Iroh and how badass he is, and then most of the time in the series, just a goofy old guy. You're like,
He's
hey,
just a silly old man.
like, Zuko, do you know where my sandals are? I forgot where they were. And that's like what you mostly see of Iroh.
Mm-hmm. I misplaced my Pai Show chip. How am I supposed to play?
And that's kind of like part of his charm too. And it's kind of like I think you mentioned this before, Kai, how you really love the badass old men, and I think
Yes,
Iroh
you're
really enables that sort of like coolness.
Iroh is probably the reason why I like that trope so much. Like next to this normal sword man, badass old man is my second most favorite trope.
I mean, that's just a whole White Lotus, isn't it?
Yep, that's the entirety of the White Lotus. I would fucking love to be part of those guys, or it's just a group of badass old dudes. When Grandpa gets pissed off and he stands up and you fucked up.
It's so cool. I think that does literally happen with Boomy, where
Yeah, Boomy, wrong choice, and then he stands up straight and like, oh fuck.
Oh, he's actually ripped.
throws an entire building at him.
Yep.
Mhm.
That
damn,
part was great.
Yeah, but damn, he's like over 100
Then
years
he
old.
waits until the fucking eclipse and he frees his entire city by himself.
I think he told Aang, "Is like, just wait for the timing. I'm just waiting for it."
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just gotta wait for when the time is right. We'll win. Don't worry about it.
He's so weird because he
Yeah.
does it in the most like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because he
Boomy,
knew like if they were to fight, he was gonna lose more men.
mm,
Like just as a normal fight in normal siege, where he's like, well, the comet or the eclipse isn't too far out. If we let them take over and just wait and let my people like just kind of endure for a little bit and then turn around and attack, they won't be able to beat us. We'll suffer far less casualties.
It'll be fine. See, yeah. Even though he is kind of batshit crazy. Well, I mean, maybe not batshit. He's just goofy. He knows what he's talking about. All things considered.
Yep.
yep. I mean,
He knows his shit.
He wasn't a king for over 100 years for nothing.
Exactly. But yeah, old badass men aside, and don't worry, we'll get more. We'll get more of them later. Avatar has no shortage of them. But I guess I do kind of want to talk about Zuko a little bit because he is my favorite from Team Avatar. How, man, there's not a lot of shows I hear where your main antagonist just quit being the main antagonist, is going through his own like arcs and like I guess trouble with his own philosophy and what he wants. Tries to come into the light,
Zuko alone
fails,
is like
gets
the best
it,
episode
and
of season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think since at the beginning, all Zuko wanted to do was reclaim his honor. He didn't have any other malicious goals in mind.
Where do you guys think his first flip was? Where like at least his first like, what did you call it? Maybe he's thinking about like, maybe what I'm doing isn't exactly what I want. Do you guys think that's the storm?
Azula, I don't know. I think when Azula got into the mix.
The storm is a pretty good point on that because you kind of get a backstory of Zuko, why he's doing the things he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. Since he wasn't really getting his father's approval, and then there's that duel that scarred him.
And that's also a good episode where it shows like Zuko does legitimately care for those under his command because he goes off and saves that one engineer that was about to die.
Yeah.
And then rather than chasing the Avatar through the storm, he's like, nope, we're going to stay here. We're going to let him go. I'm not going to risk my men's lives.
True that. Yeah, no,
Yep.
it's interesting because you see that Zuko is kind of what do you call it? He does care despite all the propaganda of the Fire Nation and everything that happens.
He's conflicted.
Yeah, he at least is trying to do some kind of good. He's just very like, I don't know. His goodness is placed in the wrong person, which is his dad,
Mm-hmm.
and that
He was an
ends up twisting
egotistical
everything.
asshole.
Yeah, like Azula. Who's highlighting this?
Oh, me.
Okay, just FYI,
Yeah.
that shows up in the recording.
Oh, really?
It does.
Oh, shoot. I thought you were. Okay, I thought it was just
Now
gonna
you
be
know.
like I thought it was just gonna be our characters.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. Okay.
It's no big deal. It's just funny. Anyways, yeah, no, it's really funny because uh Zuko oh god, what was I saying anymore? You know, Zuko is like, I think he's a good person, but he doesn't know it at this point. I don't think, like, do you guys think he wants to be a good person at this point?
I think he wants the. Well, hard to say if he wants to be a good person, but at first he just wanted like the approval of his father or his family.
Yeah, I think he's always been a good person because if you compare him to other Fire Nation leaders, he's a lot more merciful compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like he has no problems with just letting people live, letting people go. He's like, yeah, I'm only looking for the Avatar. I'm not going to destroy an entire village looking for him. You're like, take the first two episodes, for example. Flip Zuko with Azula or Zhao. How different would those first two episodes been?
They would have all been imprisoned, yeah. If they're lucky.
Yeah, it's either they would have all been in prison or they all would have been killed on the spot.
Yeah, because I think like in the first episode, Zuko was willing to let the Water Tribe be if as long as they give him what he wants.
Exactly. He's like, as long as you guys give me Aang, I will leave you guys in peace.
Yeah, I think he'd probably find it like a waste of time just trying to kill them anyways. Because that was also kind of his attitude where like, I really don't care about anything besides capturing the Avatar.
But I don't think he wanted to kill them because, like,
Deep
for
down,
instance,
maybe you're
Zhao would have just burned the village. He didn't.
Yeah.
He would have not given a fuck. He
I mean,
never
when-
even would have given the opportunity. Like, hey, hand over the Avatar and I'll let you live. Zhao would just
Yeah.
like, I just burned the village.
Yeah, I mean when Aang surrendered himself to Zuko, he just let the Water Tribe go.
Yeah.
Yep. He's like,
Ja-
all right, very well.
Zhao would have proudly put that on his resume.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I burned down the
Yeah.
village and killed the Avatar.
Yeah, considering that he had Iroh was trying to convince Zhao not to kill the fish, but Zhao says, "Oh no, I'm gonna do it anyways."
Yep.
And
And then destroyed the moon. And you
Yeah.
see Iroh do a little bit of fighting in that scene.
Yeah, and
But
also,
again, that's another scene where like you don't actually see him fight. You just see the shadow of his fight, and Zhao be like, "Oh, I fucked up," and then run away.
yeah, and then that caused, I think, like all of the invading force to die from the water spirit, like possessing Aang.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, because like I gotta make that difference here. It wasn't Aang that killed them; it was the spirit that killed
it
them.
was the water spirit that wiped out the army and navy.
Yeah, because Aang was possessed. Okay, I just gotta
Specifically,
make that clear.
specifically, it was Law, the other fish that Zhao didn't kill. So he's probably pissed
Yeah.
that they killed, like, I don't know, I guess its other half, whatever the spirit thing goes, but
Lover.
Pretty much,
yeah. But yeah, no, I think Zhao was an effective villain for season 1, and I think I'm glad they
Yeah.
didn't continue him further because I think, you know, he's kind of
Yeah.
like, that's all you need to see from him. Bro
Yeah,
got
I
over
mean,
his head and fucking died.
I mean, and he's also like a very dishonorable person. Since-
Dude, that
Who
scene,
does let his yeah.
that scene
yeah,
where
the
Aang
duel.
reaches out. Oh no, was it Zuko? It was Zuko, right?
Zuko reaches out to
Zuko
save
reaches
him,
out.
and he refuses it.
Yeah.
What a
I mean, there's
dick!
No, there's also the duel which Zuko and Zhao had in when Zuko was walking away, Zhao decided to do a sneak attack on him, but Iroh stopped him.
He's so awful.
There's also the scene with his former master where they're in the Earth Kingdom.
Hmm.
And it's the one where Aang's first attempt at learning firebending. And they're fighting, and Zhao burns down the entire village and all of his ships. Meanwhile, Aang never threw any punches. Aang's just like, hey, man, through your own anger, you destroyed everything in your path, and you didn't even realize that you're doing friendly fire.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I don't think even Azula is that evil compared to Zhao. I think Zhao is actually like the worst out of everyone.
Yeah.
No, I think Ozai's worse than Zhao, but
Well, that's fair.
That's Ozai.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He's in a league all on his own.
Yeah. 'Cause
Azula's evil,
crazy.
but she's
Crazy.
calculating and she's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, no, I wouldn't even consider her evil. She's just manipulated.
That's a tough thing. She's like she is evil, but she's also a kid.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, well, she can only be so evil when she's that young.
I mean, she's a result of not being loved. That's when she grew up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And being manipulated her entire life.
That's kind of why Zuko got a chance because, like, Roku, with all the Avatar, I don't know, a peaceful philosophy that he had, passed it down to Ursa eventually in some way or form, which Ursa passed down to Zuko. But Azula never got any of that. And in addition, Zuko also got Iroh, and Azula got more of Ozai's attention. So it's like, fuck.
Funny enough, I think Ozai kind of disowning Zuko and just pushing him away. And this goes far as like even before his banishment is what saved Zuko.
Yeah.
Because he never formed that bond with Ozai, so he formed a bond with Iroh instead.
Yeah. I mean, there are still hints of like Zuko was still a good person at that table, which is how he got Agni Kai with Ozai.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, I don't want to sacrifice our men. These are our soldiers. Why are we sacrificing them?
Yeah.
Which I'm on Zuko's side with that. Like, why sacrifice soldiers in a needless battle?
I mean, who are you, fucking Zhao? Yeah, of course I'd agree with Zuko.
Yeah, like war is war, man. You gotta try and save your men as a general. That's your job, is to protect your men.
But yeah, no, it really comes to show that like Zuko at least had a shot. It was just a very slow struggle because again, all that country's propaganda is such a huge theme in Avatar because it kind of draws a parallel to one of our historical things that happened here in real life with how bad that could get. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like how far do you want to delve into Zuko at this point? Because he was great in season 1. Blue Spirit was great, and the Storm was great, and towards the end, you saw that he was kind of starting to think a little more and ended up just abandoning all of the Prince Zuko for that time.
The Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Well, even before that, you get Zuko Alone, which I think is one of the highest rated episodes in season 2.
Yeah, if not the best episode of season 2.
Because you really get to, I don't know, see a theoretical life that Zuko could have had, and I guess what's going on in his mind at that moment. That's kind of him being a Ronin, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, though we did also see like another aspect of normalcy when he was running a tea shop in the Earth Kingdom with Iroh.
Oh my god, that's another. I know it's supposedly canon that Zuko stays with Mai.
No, he doesn't.
Or Mai, whatever.
No.
That's not canonical.
I thought it was canonical that he ends up going back and hooking up with her.
I don't know about. That's not really canonical. They break up in the comics. They could have gone together. We don't know that, but not canonical that he ever got back.
Huh. I thought it was because at least in Korra, his daughter resembles Mai a lot.
It could be if that's what you're going for.
So that's what I always thought that that was the canon, is that him and Mai hook up together again. But I always liked him and Jin. Jin I thought was adorable.
Oh
She's
man.
like a normal Earth Kingdom girl.
Yeah, she's just your normal Earth Kingdom girl. She's nice. She's cute. You know, she just wants to spend time with you. Like, why
Yeah,
not?
but
Apparently
it's
she was
just
part of
that.
the revolutionaries that Jet was part of, but just in more like low key ways. She didn't really do anything grand like Jet did, but apparently she was kind of dabbling in that organization a little bit here and there.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought she's just a normal Earth Kingdom girl.
This is just from the wiki. I don't know how far that goes, but I'm like, I don't remember that.
I mean, hard to
Yeah, I
say.
don't remember anything like that being talked about.
Yeah, but hard to say if some of the wiki has like a bit of a fan theory in it too.
Someone needs to fix the wiki if that is the case. But anyways, that's just a statement there. And yeah, no, you do get that as you guys are saying, that preview into Zuko's life is like he could just drop it all and keep living a normal life in Ba Sing Se if he wanted to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, he had a higher calling in life. He had no choice.
He feels addicted towards getting his goal done. Restoring his honor, some may say. Because you go so far where people could believe that Zuko is so close to redemption, especially at the moment where Katara says, I can try to heal your scar. And then Zuko sees an opportunity to return to finally get what he wants and throws that all away. That's such a rare thing I find for like redeeming characters, where they're close to redemption and they're kind of already getting redeemed, and then they throw that all away.
Yep, they stumble. Which to me is a lot more realistic, honestly, because nobody's perfect. Everyone stumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though it is like a interesting aspect to see with negative character progression.
Mm-hmm. Because now you also get the consequences of that, where like Zuko returns to the Fire Nation and finally gets what he wants. But as the episodes linger on, Zuko starts asking himself, "Is this actually what I wanted?" He would never know that answer unless he actually went through it.
He, I think, like at that point, he was at his most isolated point, since he never had anyone who cares about him there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he felt that arrow side eye for a long fucking time during those episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
well, then again, yeah, then again, Iroh was simply just disappointed in him. He was never angry.
I
I
love
was
that.
never angry. I was just sad that you lost your way.
That's such a beautiful scene.
Mm.
But yeah, no, the moment before that, where like Iroh, like in other shows, this would have been a massive dialogue. But all like Iroh does when Zuko comes in, it's like Iroh just glances back at him in the gesture of like, I got nothing to say with you. I said all I needed to. I have nothing to say. Up to you now.
Mhm.
I
I
love
like it
that.
when he goes back in the tent and Iroh just gives him a hug.
Yeah, it's so
That's
good.
it.
I love it so much. So yeah, it's crazy, right? Because you go from men yelling at the sky saying, "I want to restore my honor, and I'm willing to do anything to get that," to
Shoot me with
that's
lightning, God.
to hi, I'm Zuko. And that's rough, buddy. Like that's such a crazy character arc he went through.
I fucking love that line. That's rough, buddy.
Sorry, your girlfriend turned to a moon.
That's
rough, buddy.
And yeah,
And honestly, though, I could see like Zuko and Sokka probably had the best bromance out of all of them by the end of the series. At least the episode between those two when they're in the prison just seemed like they formed a closer relationship than Zuko and everyone else on Team Avatar.
yeah, easily. It's because Toph never got her chance to go on the Zuko changing experience.
Which I love that they kept as a running theme.
Mm.
But even in Korra, she's like, "You still owe me the life-changing adventure."
Well, maybe that's why Toph was a horrible mom in Korra.
She was missing that part.
Zuko could have fixed her.
Damn.
Yeah.
If only. uh, but yeah, no. Seeing Zuko go from beginning to end is so much more satisfying than even the main character. Man, it's insane
Mhm.
how much of a slog that was to get there, and a good
Mhm.
slog, I should say.
It was. And also, he gets the fucking best ending fight.
Yeah, him and Azula with Agni
The
Kai.
last Agni Kai.
Mhm.
Like, fuck, dude, that is my favorite fight in the entire series.
It's up there.
Yeah, but
And
it's like an extremely interesting choice that Zuko's final battle is not with his father, but with his sister.
with his sister. And I love that it's not a triumphant music. It's a sad song that's playing over them.
Yep. All sound is off.
All sound is off. It's this sad song as two siblings have to fight each other.
And roaring
You see
flames.
the and you just see the destruction of the flames. Just it's such a cool fight scene.
Yeah. It was also very interesting to see that Zuko incorporated different bending styles during his duel with Azula too.
Yep. It's him learning from Iroh and the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Iroh up on that hill after getting shot by Azula is like, hey, if you want to learn how to be a strong firebender, you got to learn from everyone. You got to take a little of everything.
Yeah, since I think I remember that Iroh said that he learned how to redirect lightning from the waterbenders.
Yep.
It's all getting funneled into Zuko.
Yeah, because I think in the duel with Azula, Zuko kept his ground like the Earthbenders does. Then he was able to flow around freely and redirect attacks like the waterbenders, and he's able to be acrobatic like the airbenders.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Now,
Ye-
go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and it shows that Zuko still had some sense of honor until Azula, and compared to Azula, who realized she was losing and she decides to attack Katara, who was not a part of the duel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, okay. I guess should we just move on to Azula because that's a whole bag of worms there.
I was looking at her
Before we
picture.
do, I want to go use the bathroom real quick.
I don't know if there's going to be a good way to ease back into the podcast, but I'm not going to lie. The more I think about it, the more infatuated with the idea of Aang x Azula I start becoming with.
Really?
Because I think about it, like, people say that Aang and Katara are kind of bland. It should have been Katara and Zuko. And I can see where they're coming from. I never really cared about shipping much. But when I'm presented with the idea of Aang and Azula, my mind starts to really think about what their arcs are about, where Aang is a pacifist that's having trouble fighting people. Azula is an overly aggressive person that doesn't know kindness. And in that way, they really oppose each other and could have completed each other's arcs. The thing about that ship is that it's like there's literally nothing to work from.
No.
I understand what you're saying, and I fucking don't like that ship at all.
It is a bit cursed to think about.
Yeah, because the thing about Azula is that she's a completely broken person. What was there to work with?
Plus, also a part of it is probably thinking. A part of it is probably also being me like, no, Azula's mine. Fuck off, bitch.
Kai's jealous. Ooh.
I am jealous.
I should have been that guy at the beach. I would have done it right.
Yeah,
I would have. She was
I
talking
don't know.
about battleships. My autism would have gone off like, oh fuck yeah, we're talking about war and battle. Let's go.
You would have not shut up
Yeah.
either.
No, you know what? I would have her come over to my place and she would see my spear and my swords and my suit of armor and she'd be like, yeah, this guy's cool.
Do you think you'd be able to hand her third act breakdown?
Probably not.
Hey, it was
But
good
we'll
while it
figure out.
lasted.
Yep,
I mean-
but it's good while it lasts. And I'll stick with her through it all.
I mean, she's more of a quick fling. She's not, I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life type of mentality.
No, I'll stay with her for the rest of her life if she wants to go that route.
I mean, she's going to be in an insane asylum, though.
Not forever.
If you read the comics, she gets out of that and gets better.
Well, she ends up joining a cult, which I guess is a little better.
Yeah, but then that cult also gets destroyed, and she's out on her own again.
Yeah,
Man,
I don't know. It
this
doesn't really sound like
destruction
there's any.
follows Azula.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like there's any happy ending when you're associated with Azula.
Not usually.
I think Mai and Ty Lee got out at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tylee would be a cute girl to date. She would be a fling for me. She'd be like, oh yeah,
Okay, every
cute
guy
bubbly
on the
girl.
internet.
That's
yeah,
fun. Yeah, that's fine, but I don't see her as
yeah,
marriage potential.
yeah. While Mai is way too bland.
Why is a fucking bitch?
I,
I
I'm
can't stand her.
not
I
gonna
don't know why
lie,
Zuko likes her.
Goth GF, I was all over it as a teenager. And
She's
then,
not even that goth.
a little bit, but
No, I mean, she's more stoic than Goth.
yeah, she does have that vibe in her. But as I grow a little older, it's just like, man, Mai kind of has nothing. And I think that's why Zuko
Yeah,
might have broken up with Maya. Because, girl, you literally have nothing.
yeah, because Mai is pretty much that type of girl of you want to do anything with her, you have to drag her out.
Yeah.
Since she's gonna say, oh, whatever.
Yeah, honestly, I think, oh, geez, going into Korra, I think Eska might have been the better version of mine, not gonna lie. Burn
Well,
me at
that's because she's
stake,
a
but
lot more. Well, that's because she's a lot more straightforward with what she wants.
Well, she's got stuff. Like she actually has a character arc, and she has a heart because she gets heartbroken when fucking what's his name leaves her.
yeah,
Bullen.
yeah, she
Bullen.
does.
That I always forget his name, but the fucking inventor, I love him from Korra.
He's great.
Especially in that scene where he's like, "Hell yeah, this boat could go faster than water or than water tribe members or whatever the fuck it was." What do you think I named it after my ex girlfriend or some
Oh,
shit
man.
like that?
He's gonna be so great if we ever talk about Korra.
I don't know. I gotta rewatch Korra. I just remember
Same.
really liking him, but I can't ever remember his name.
It's all right. We'll have him on the slides if we ever talk about Korra. Won't be a big deal. But yeah, no, Azula's so interesting because she's kind of a big
Oh,
debated topic of like, could you fix her? And there's so much speculation that goes on with that.
I think yes, but it would be incredibly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could fix her to a degree, but not entirely.
Like she'll always have like kind of that cold personality type, like the cold, calculated personality.
Yeah.
But I think you could get it where she would value life more, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Or he's like,
but
oh, okay, I'm not going to manipulate people and try to burn down entire villages.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get into some crazy philosophy, and it's gonna talk about Azula because I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Do you guys think the only way people can be good is if they have a good to be rooted in to begin with, like having a family? We talked about this a little bit in the Black Lagoon podcast.
yeah, having a good moral foundation from the start is very does contribute a lot to it.
Okay,
For sure.
so do you?
However, I do think that you can have a redemption. I do believe
Yeah.
in that.
Do you
But
hmm.
hmm,
Well, I was gonna ask, like, do you guys think like, you look at evil people, right? And a lot of the times you see like their background is usually fucked up. Some people have a good background and still end up evil. Those are kind of anomalies, honestly. But
Mhm.
like, I don't know, like Azula growing up didn't really have a lot of positive figures in her life. So, or at least rooted in kindness, right? So, I don't think Azula ever even had a reference for kindness. I think the closest thing is maybe Zuko himself.
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, which is kind of fucked up since Ursa ostracized Azula.
It
while
sucks.
giving
Yeah.
all the attention.
Yeah. So you kind
No,
of only live with
And that's part of the reason why I think Azula, like you kind of see it with her in some of the comics where like people show kindness to her and her response to it is, "What the fuck do you want from me?"
yeah.
She views kindness as a way of like you do that as either out of a weakness or to manipulate someone.
Yeah.
She doesn't see it as like, no, there are such things as just being kind just for kind's sake.
Yeah,
And that's the uphill battle that she would have to learn, that just because someone's nice to you doesn't mean that they're trying to get something out of you. It could just be that they're just nice.
yeah. Cuz for her power isn't kindness, power is fear. and that goes back into her being raised by Ozai. So
Exactly.
I guess that's what I think about, right? It's like, could Azula doesn't really have that strong of a cornerstone when it comes to knowing what kindness is, but you kind of see a little bit of it in the beach scene.
You do. You do see a little bit of it in the beachy scene, and you do see her in that same scene where she knows that she's a monster. She recognizes that. She's like, yeah, I know what I do is horrible, and I know that I'm a monster, but it's what my father wants, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Though she was extremely socially awkward in that scene too. So
That beach episode I fucking love again because it's probably one of Zula's best episodes because it shows like as a military leader, she's very competent. She's very strong, although far too harsh on her soldiers than I think she should be, but she gets shit done. But thrown into a normal social group with normal people, she collapses immediately. She has no idea how to talk to normal people.
Or she kind of overdoes it, as in the moment where she won the volleyball match.
Yeah, your families will be shamed forever. Like, what the fuck are you going on about?
oh yeah, did she also burn the net too?
Yeah, it zooms in on her. It's such a great scene. So yeah, no, like, and I kind of wonder, is Azula only barely starting her development because Zuko is there?
Hard to say since they.
I think it's a combination of Zuko and her friends. Like May and Tylee also kind of influenced her to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, though I wouldn't say that it was a positive influence since they didn't exactly have any meaningful interactions that turned her to the right direction.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they did backstab her, but at least that backstab would have been enough to make her Azula realize, like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't do the things that I do.
Yeah, but nah, that backstab. I mean, her being backstabbed made her realize she has nobody on her side,
which drove her further into insanity.
As seen as how Lee and Lo, like the two elderly twins, how they're just like, get the fuck out of here, all of you. Even though they're kind of like the most entrusted people with Fire Lord Ozai's like cabin or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh wait, didn't she also like misname them since she was crazy?
Yeah. Bro, she was gone, and you know what? No, she gets worse in the comics. She's actually gone in the comics.
Yeah, she's schizo in the comics.
Yeah, so I guess this already answers the question of is she even redeemable or worth fixing?
Here's the thing, right? Because Ozai is like a 30-something-year-old man, right? Maybe 40-year-old man. He has a body count. Easy, get him out of here. Azula's 14 and is also Zuko's sister. What do you do here? Do you give her a shot?
I mean, they weren't really close as siblings. The only thing that made them close is their blood.
But you can see Zuko does care about Azula.
Yeah, but he also sees how far gone she is. Even Iroh says that she's crazy and she needs to be taken down.
You know what? Great thing to bring up. I love that quote because it shows that Iroh isn't perfect, where Zuko can step in and be better than Iroh. Because I really
Zuko does try with her.
Yeah.
He does try to help her.
But I was also gonna say Iroh also knows the limits of a person, and he knows how if someone is too far gone to be redeemed, or they need to be taken down. Because Iroh had a lot of patience with Zuko, and Zuko was pretty abrasive in like changing his outlook on life.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that leaves room for Zuko to be better than Iroh. And I think that's great. Because I don't know. I love Iroh. One of the best characters. But I don't like the idea of painting him as an absolutely perfect person.
No.
Just with that scene alone is already showing like, you know what? Iroh isn't a completely perfect person. And that's cool.
Yeah, but there's also the question of, well, if he has a point, since he also has like a ton of experience in trying to redeem someone and talking it out.
He does. But now Zuko is the person that also went on that same journey now.
Yeah,
So I
it's
don't know.
it's just that it sucks because Azula is the worst type of person to deal with to disprove Iroh's point.
And now that's the question. Can you fix Azula? Because Zuko tries.
I'd say no.
I would say yes, but it's incredibly hard.
Yeah, because I was gonna say she was raised like that for 14 years and never had a frame of reference. I'd say like the programming is ingrained really deep and to have like any meaningful effect.
Yeah. So going a little bit into the comics, the last we see of Azula, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, it's been a while since I don't know if they updated it or anything. Azula.
They have. I was just about to mention that. I just looked it up. Like there is a new comic for her out.
Okay. Damn. I was gonna say the only thing that Azula vows that she will just destroy any enemies that Zuko has. And that's kind of where her morality is. So it's kind of left in the air shrugging, but I don't know if this comic covers more.
I don't know because this is delving more into the realm of theory rather than would this actually happen if the writers were to explore more of her character.
Yeah. She's a very interesting character to speculate on. And even outside of speculation, she is scary from the get-go. Like the chase episode where she just doesn't give up. Oh man, she is a different beast compared to Zuko and Zhao or Zhao.
Yeah. So I guess like a question would be, even if she were to be redeemable, at what cost is the question.
Well, that's the thing is like, what's the worth of Azula to you? Because it probably could be a heavy cost.
No,
but for someone like Zuko, it means a lot.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, the question is anyone willing to help Azula redeem herself, or is she more recipient of the help? Because if she's gonna be as abrasive as she was at the end of the show, then I don't really see any chance of her having any meaningful progress in the future.
It depends on who's helping her, but yeah, now it's more speculatory. I mean, Zuko did something. She stopped being as schizo. Still kind of schizo though.
I mean, she's still crazy. She's still crazy.
Yeah. It's an interesting case. I mean, I don't know. Maybe to Kai will be super worth it. Oh, I can fix her and then date her. Maybe he has more value out of Azula.
No, for him, the crazy is the good part.
The crazy is the fun part. See, I want a woman that I could conquer the world with.
Yeah, because you see all those red flags as green flags.
Hell yeah.
Red flags need love too.
They do.
Oh man, and she's the brightest one of them all.
Yeah, but in the end, I'm just gonna say I'm going with Iroh for his assessment.
Fair enough. It's an interesting thing to speculate on, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. Everyone else on this page, Mai, Ty Lee, cool kind of crew that I have with Azula. I think that's great. And the story with Lu Ten, very sad, but we get to see how Iroh's character shaped out. And
and real quick before we leave Azula, I'm just kind of reading the rundown of this new comic. It actually seems like it fixes a lot of Azula.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, where she does kind of you start seeing tidbits of her redemption. Basically, what ends up happening is that her little band of cult leaders kick her out because, Azula, she's crazy. She ends up in a fire temple and the spirits come and fucking take her to the spirit world and fuck with her. But it makes her realize like, oh, this isn't good. I shouldn't be the way that I am. Uh-oh.
Damn, that sounds like a crazy comic to explore. Azula going to the spirit world? That's crazy.
Yeah, the spirits fucking with her.
Jesus Christ. And I guess now looking at this page, we didn't talk about much about Fire Lord Ozai himself, but I don't think he really needs to be because he's more of a symbol more than
Yeah,
anything.
he's just the evil bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
There's
like
not much you really can talk about him, honestly.
yeah. If anything, his impact is greater on other characters rather than him being a character in his own right.
Yeah,
You you,
because
you could say he's kind of like plays in the systemic propaganda of like Fire Lords and uh all the ruthlessness of royalty and what that takes, but really he doesn't show it that much. He's just kind of a product of his environment.
Mm-hmm. No, he kind of revels in it. He likes the cruelty.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything, Phoenix, or were you?
no, I was gonna say it's like all we know about him is that he's a cruel leader of his nation and he's a very neglectful dad to his kids.
I'd say more than neglectful. He's just straight up abusive.
Very abusive, yeah. So neglectful at best, abusive at worst.
Yep. Ooh.
Emotionally, mentally, and physically abusive.
Yep.
Even though you never see him be physically abusive towards Azula, but it is hinted that he probably did hit her.
Yeah, but emotionally neglectful, 100%.
And probably
And then
verbally
there's-
abusive.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
for sure.
yeah, and then there's the age-old Asian adage of comparing your kids to each other.
Ugh,
Mhm.
yeah, that's rough, buddy. uh, but yeah, do you guys think it's okay to flip the page or?
Yeah, might as well.
I still want to keep talking about Azula just because I like
Azula.
her.
Yeah,
I really like Azula. I think
She's
she could be
fantastic.
saved.
yeah. I mean, also I'll talk a little
Like I
bit more
said,
about
it would be
Iris.
hard, and honestly, I could only see Zuko be the one that can do it, or other than like outside forces like the spirit world,
Yeah,
or just maybe some other warrior type person. Because honestly, that's the only type of person that Azula would listen to is another like someone who is on par to her level.
Azula taking care of a kid would be wild.
That would be wild, but that could absolutely help her in her character growth to realize, like, oh, I
Yeah.
have to watch over some other people. Okay.
Or it could just be as bad, and it'll be the second coming of Azula 2.0.
Possibly.
It depends on where she is in her timeline. 'Cause
Exactly.
So
Yeah, but there are some things that you can't exactly shrug off.
yeah, it's hard to say. It's just kind of theorizing here where I could go.
Hmm.
But yeah, don't worry. I think we'll have more chances to talk about Azula with the coming slides here.
Sounds good. So Liu 10,
Who's Lieutenant again?
arguably,
Oh, do you guys? Oh, right.
who's Liu 10 again? You just mentioned him not too long ago.
I was flipping the page to the Water Tribe one, and then I'm like, wait, Lieutenant who? Oh, right. We're still on the Fire Nation. All right, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm still on the Fire Nation because one, the Fire Nation is my favorite faction, and two, is just because there's so much to it compared to all the other factions. Even though the Earth Kingdom is bigger, the Fire Nation is just deeper. There's a lot of bullshit that's going on in the Fire Nation.
They're way more connected than the Earth Kingdom is, because the Earth Kingdom has, like, as you said, they have numbers, but you can see the Earth Kingdom is kind of like territory smashed together. That's really what Earth
Yeah.
Kingdom is.
Mhm.
Here,
Pretty much
Fire
China.
Nation is a lot more tight knit.
For sure. The Fire Nation is very much so like a centralized power.
And remember there were like other clans. I think there were like 4 clans that all kind of had vague resemblances to like some cultures. Like some looked a little more, I don't know, maybe they were Mongolian coded. And then there's some that look like, oh yeah, no, these are super like Yamato Japanese people.
Mhm.
So there is
I've
kind of like a
always saw
very.
all of them as like fairly Japanese.
There was one faction that looked a little more Mongolian, and I think another one had a different flavoring. I know it's hard to say because they are fictional and they only have
Mhm.
like illusions. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, the creator said, "Oh God, I hope I don't misremember. I hope I'm not misremembering because I'm gonna look like a dumbass." But I think that one of the creators said that the Fire Nations was based off Iceland, or I
Yes,
believe that was
the land that they live on is based off of Iceland.
yeah. So it just comes to show that
Cultures
there's
and
a lot of
beliefs are
mixtures.
based off of Japan, but the island itself is Iceland because Iceland is just one giant volcano.
Yeah.
Which that's what the Fire Nation is one giant volcano.
Yeah, well, multiple volcanoes, but yes. But yeah, no, this is a really good quote unquote evil faction. I guess antagonizing faction.
I wouldn't even call them evil, honestly, just
No,
antagonizing.
I mean, if you add a more positive note, they're more like nationalist rather than an evil group.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
extreme nationalists.
Even on this one
Because think of it
slide.
this way: if history was written differently, and we look back at this, the Fire Nation very easily could have been looked out or looked upon fondly as like, yeah, they're this cool mega empire
It's
that
true.
stretched across the ocean. They were this small little island country, and yet they put everybody in their place. Like they're these cool badass warrior dudes.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, looking at Korra, it's a miracle that the Fire Nation hasn't been like completely, uh, well, not completely destroyed, but or I don't, dang it, what's the word?
I
Like deconstructed?
I know what you're thinking. It's because of Zuko.
Yeah,
Disbanded, yeah. Zuko
disbanded. Yeah,
turns out to be a really good leader.
Yeah.
yeah. Because I wouldn't say
He has his
after.
flaws, but he does a pretty decent job.
Yeah, it's just that after what the Fire Nation did, it's hard to not carry a grudge against the Fire Nation.
Zuko put all in a lot of work for that.
Yep. And he almost got involved in other wars because of those grudges.
Yep.
Because everyone kept trying to attack the Fire Nation. He's like, guys, please stop.
It's it's hard solving race relations post war when you're only 17 years old.
But
Shit's rough, man.
it's also good to know that you're friends with the Avatar to mediate.
Hey, Aang, how do you solve uh, uh global politics? You know, how do you solve the Russia and Ukraine war?
Yeah. Oh, I just showed him this cool airbending trick.
Yeah, he does the little
Oh,
in front of Putin.
Tells the story of the goalpost. It's like, yeah, I know those guys.
That'd be great. I might make the thumbnail like Aang doing the little trick in front of Putin. That'd be a great thumbnail. Anyways, memes aside. Anything guys? Anything else you guys want to add with Fire Nation? Again, they're gonna come up. They're the main antagonist.
All right. Lutan, he dies. Probably one of the most important deaths in the series.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, without him, we wouldn't have Iroh as
Yep.
he is.
Without him, we never would have gotten Wise Iroh.
Yep. And we would have never gotten Leaves from the Vine.
Yep. Which is a very sad song. Which is that episode was Mako's last recorded episode
It was.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
He
is why
died.
it was so sad. He passed away not too long after that.
Man.
Man, Uncle Iroh.
He did a great job.
He did.
Yeah. The new voice actor for Iroh did an excellent job in replicating his voice.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I,
for
I
sure.
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always like the idea that what caused Iroh's big change was the fact that it was his orders that got Lieutenant killed.
I think yeah, you're right. That is what occurred.
Because it's like they're assaulting the walls. They already made their way through the first wall. They're working on the second. Iroh gives the command. Lieutenant goes and gets killed. And he's like, oh, fuck. What have I done? I've lost my only son. All
Yeah.
because of my dumbass command. Like, ugh. I can't imagine what that feeling would be like for a father to know, like, because of you, your son died.
Ugh. Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
I mean, Ozai is a different father, but yeah, for Iroh,
Like
that's
most
one
normal
heartbreaking.
fathers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain most fathers
Nah.
don't want their children to die.
Yeah, but it did seem like that Lieutenant had a positive relationship with Iroh, though.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
yeah.
Like Iroh actually raised Lieutenant like a normal father did. Like he played with him, he taught him, he trained
Yeah.
him.
And then there's like the last letter of Lieutenant to Iroh.
The last what now?
Oh, letter that he sent to Iroh.
Oh yeah. Oh, Iroh.
And you know, you can add that layer of like Zuko is kind of Iroh's replacement for Luten in some way or form.
Zuko's Iroh's second chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that kind of layer to it. It's like, damn. What a great pair, too. They're easily the best part of the show. I'm sorry, Team Avatar, but you guys get fucking trounced by these two.
It's the son without a father and a father without a son.
It's so good. But yeah. Kai, how do you feel about the Water Nation? Because that's a more underlooked one compared to the other ones. Because obviously the Airbenders don't exist, and the Earth Kingdom gets a lot of screen time, but the Water Tribe kind of goes a little bit under. No pun intended.
I like the Southern Water Tribe, and I like the Hillbillies, and the Northern Water Tribe. I think are just whatever.
They can go screw themselves, those pricks.
Yeah, they're isolationists. Like, you guys sat out this entire war and let the rest of the world duke it out.
I mean,
and now you're concerned once the Fire Nation pulls up to your doorstep. Like, dude, what do you expect?
and to be fair, they didn't exactly have much screen time either.
Yeah, because after season 1, you don't really see the Northern Water Tribe anymore.
Yeah. And
the only thing you see is the former Avatar, Karuk here. That's the only guy
you
you see.
Paku show up because Paku turns out to be part of the
Lotus.
White Lotus.
Yeah.
Although I do like the little tidbit is like, wait a minute, I'm your grandparents? Or I'm your grandpa? To like Sokka and Katara.
No, he's not their grandpa. He was attracted to their grandmother, but Kana was with like another person.
Oh, was that it? I thought Kana and him were a thing, and then she left him.
Oh no, Paku had a crush on Kana. That was it.
There's some crazy lore going on with the Water Tribe in the background.
Yeah.
Because I think Paku used to
go that far.
I think Paku used to be in the Southern Water Tribe, but I don't know if he was born in the Northern.
I thought it was the other way around, that Kana was in the Northern Tribe and then went south.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, there's some crazy thing going on with the old people here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I do like Hakoda, though. Their dad. I think their dad is fucking cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. The chief?
Yeah. So the Southern Water Tribe.
He's pretty chill.
He's an actual, he's what Sokka wants to be, and it becomes better, or Sokka becomes greater than, I should say.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no, well, just looking at it alone, right, from the pictures and maybe the vibe, like Northern Tribe, still up and going, still a civilization. That's because they didn't stick their nose in anything. The introduction to Avatar is like, why there's just a bunch of kids and women around?
Yeah, all the men are at war.
With, I guess, the
Southern Tribe actually stuck their neck out and be like, no, we're going to go fight. We want to help.
And they're still fighting.
And while the Northern Tribe was like, whatever.
Yeah. Though they were all imprisoned at the beginning of Avatar, if I remember correctly.
The waterbenders are of the Southern Water Tribe. The normal people are not.
No, wait. I thought all the Southern waterbenders were killed, but all the men in the Southern Water Tribe were arrested.
No, they were still fighting. They were leading like a resistance in the Earth Kingdom. So what ends up happening is that they're leading this resistance. Sokka in the gang eventually joins up with them, and then they have to leave them again. And then when they're trying to get the whole big army to do the invasion, they get the Southern Tribe back.
Yeah, wait, weren't they? Yeah, and weren't they all in prison?
Afterwards.
Breaking out. Yeah, okay.
After they get in prison. And that's because they lost that battle and they couldn't take everyone back with them. So everyone had to get arrested.
Happens.
Yep. They're taken as prisoners of war.
I guess since we're on it right now, I wanted to pick this picture of Kiara right now. The one which is Katara's mom. Because this is Katara's point of view. It's I'm trying
Watching some strange man about to kill your mother.
I'm trying to picture myself in this scenario and how horrifying it would be to look at this. And it's obviously a meme where like Katara touches her necklace and it's like my mother used to X, right? It's a meme with Katara, but like, man, this would this would traumatize me as a kid as well, to be fair.
Yeah, of course. I think everyone would be traumatized by something like that.
It's pretty awful. Ugh. And it kind of goes back, I guess, to Katara like having the ability to hold back, even though she saw this scene unfold. That's like what, like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old. Ugh. But yeah, something else I completely forgot about. It's like I also forgot that Hama was part of the Southern Water Tribe. I don't know why I thought she was Northern. No, yeah, no, Hama was part of the Southern Water Tribe. Kind
Just
of
up
emphasizing.
until that point, most of the Southern Water Tribe has just been kind of reduced to just a clan. They've been wiped out for the most part.
Yeah, basically.
So
And
much so that even in Korra, they're still trying to rebuild.
they got they got a lot going for them, but they are technically still trying to rebuild. And Hama was someone that is another like case of the Southern Water Tribe kept fighting, and Hama was one of those people where like, well, you're a waterbender, good enough, get in there, and imprisoned basically for life until she got herself out of that situation.
Yep.
Yep, until she became the first bloodbender.
Man, it's crazy because like you look at like Hama and like before she was in prison, she looked like some like cute optimistic girl, and then she kind of turned into, I guess, I don't know, a little
Serial
sadistic.
killer.
A witch.
Yeah,
A witch.
Or
yeah.
a serial kidnapper, because I don't know if she killed people, but she certainly kidnapped them.
For as much as Nick can show, they would have died
Yeah.
if it was any other show. But yeah, no, it's a little tragic, but also it shows the ripple effects that the Fire Nation has on, I guess, prisoners, so to speak. But yeah, no, I guess looking also at this entire roster, it makes sense why the Korra wanted to focus so much on Water Tribe people, because they didn't have that much of a presence here, but they were kind of like, the biggest presence for waterbenders is already Katara and Sokka, even though Sokka's more of a just Water Tribe.
Hmm.
But yeah. Do you guys have anything to say about Yue? Because that's the only character we didn't talk about much in depth.
I mean, she didn't have much development other than
She's the moon.
yeah, and Sokka's love interest.
She's got the
Yeah.
biggest curves of them all.
And oh yeah, actually, she was supposed to die from childbirth, but then the spirits saved her.
Yeah, she basically became a spirit, I think, at that point.
Hmm.
Yeah, since she was very ill as a child before the spirits saved her.
She went from being like, Sokka, I want to fuck you, to now being like, ew, I'm getting fucked by a fish spirit.
I don't know.
I
I don't know if that logic checks out. But yeah, that's the Scattered Water Tribe. Unless you guys want to talk about anything else about them.
I do like the redneck ones.
The Swamp Benders.
Yeah, the swamp benders. I like that just because it does goes to show that, like, no, there's more waterbenders out there. We just don't quite know who they are or where they're at.
Yeah. These guys are such weirdos. I love them.
They are weirdos, but I do love them, especially since they're rednecks. My family's fairly redneck.
No, it is very interesting that he's pretty much like the alternative to bloodbending, where he just controls the water inside plants to.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of look at it as like heavy water bending.
Yeah, but it's like pretty similar to bloodbending, whereas like instead of controlling the water content of blood inside people, you're controlling the water content of plants.
Yeah.
Though it only applies to like plants in the swamp, since there's so much water inside of those plants because of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he does also bring up a good point in that episode where, like, it's the lesson that all of life is a spider web, that everything's connected.
Yeah.
And that by taking a life or destroying something, you don't understand the ripple effect that might have on everything else around it.
And dang, Aang took that to heart.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
I mean, Aang was already like that. He was already a fairly big pacifist, but that was a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking the swamp bitters are fucking great.
Hmm.
Minding their own business, protecting a
We got
big
that
tree.
alligator.
Yeah. They're great. Then it's
You
funny.
guys are waterbenders. That means we're kin. Fucking love that guy.
Han here below UA tried to think he was the shit when Sokka came in. Like, can you imagine you had a crush on this girl for your entire life? Then some fucking hillbilly from the Southern Water Tribe comes in and tries to steal your girl. I'd be fucking pissed too.
It almost succeeds.
Almost. But not.
Well, Han is also just an arrogant asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty certain that he dies.
Yeah.
I don't remember what
Or, like,
happened to
Yeah,
him.
hard to say.
Or at least I like to think it. He charges Zhao on his own ship, and Zhao just throws him overboard.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm pretty certain there's no one there to get him out, and he's not a waterbender, so
Oh,
I think
no.
it's safe to say that he probably drowned.
I thought he was a waterbender. Well, damn.
No, he wasn't. He's just a normal soldier.
Well, I guess there we saw exactly how it went down in the Southern Water Tribe.
Yeah. I guess I guess Han is kind of like a mirror to Sokka if Sokka decide to fight against the Fire Nation that had anyone other than Zuko as its lead.
No, he's Sokka if Sokka didn't change.
I was about to say, it's Sokka without the development.
Yep.
That's okay. That's fair.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. At the same time, he was also facing Zhao.
I mean, Sokka back then would have done the same. He tried to. I think he actually did
would've.
the exact same thing
He
with Zuko.
He did
No,
the
but
same thing with
he
Zuko,
just-
and the same
he
thing
actually
happened where Zuko just embarrassed him.
Yeah. And Zuko wasn't even planning on wiping everyone out either.
Exactly.
Nope. Which that does actually spark a interest for me. And I'm sad we never actually got to see this. But I would have loved to see a sparring match between Sokka and Zuko.
Like swordplay or just
Yeah.
like all
Swordplay.
okay.
I mean, if Zuko wants to use firebending, he can. I'm sure Sokka probably wouldn't care that much. But just because both of them are considered such great swordsmen, I would have loved to see the two go head to head.
That would have been sick.
It would have been. And I'm sad we never got to see it.
Damn. Yeah. Anything
Matter
else?
of fact, now that I think about it, after season 2, you don't really see Zuko use his swords too often.
No, but at the same time, I think he was also hiding his identity, so he could only.
Well, in season 3, he wasn't. Season 3, he just started using firebending all the time.
I guess he never got the chance.
Yeah,
I guess
but
so.
yeah, I thought that when he was hiding his identity as the Blue Spirit, he was trying to not use firebending
That's true.
to, not give out his identity.
Mhm.
I guess that is the point of the swords, is to conceal himself.
I think that the swords also are kind of a deeper part with him, at least with Zuko, because it's one of those things where he knew for a fact that he can never become a good firebender.
I mean, when you're next to
Like,
Azula,
at least, yeah, when you're being compared to Azula, there's no way you're going to compete with her on that level. But what he can compete on is swordsmanship. He could do at least something like that. And honestly, I think he probably could beat her if it was a sword fight, for sure. But you never get to see a fight like that.
damn. Would have been cool though.
Yeah, like I said, I would have loved to see him just implement his swords within his firebending strategies.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you guys want to move on to the next slide? We're already like over 2 hours. So I'm kind of wondering if you guys want to make sure like we don't talk for the entire night.
Kinda.
Sure.
I'll be talking about the entirety of Avatar is a very heavy subject, so
I mean, we got to the hardest parts, I think. Well, the longest parts, I should say.
kind of.
'Cause, you
The
know,
big ones. We don't have too much left. We basically got Earth Kingdom and then like the little side nations.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So here
yeah.
I put others because they're a little bit scattered. I put the other Fire Nations that weren't really part of the big tree that was the royalty of the Fire Nation. So as you said, Combustion Man gets his fucking ass whooped.
Well, only at the end, because he had everyone on the run
True.
like the whole time.
And there's the funny thing where as a kid you look at Lo and Lee, it's like, haha, funny old ladies. Only when you look back at their scenes, like, oh, there were Azulian's concubines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that pose where like they're smacking their butts with each other with the
That is
old
a
younger
funny
picture
one.
there. But there's also like a picture of them when they were younger, and it's just like, oh my god, that is some actual North Korea shit that's going on there.
Azulian had twins. I mean, I can't blame him.
He probably had more. Wouldn't
Probably.
surprise me.
Maybe.
But why do you need more when you got twins?
Freak.
My thing with Combustion Man is I always remember the Combustion Girl from Korra.
Oh yeah, that
how
was rough.
horrible her death was.
Oh yeah. I mean, she pretty much exploded her head.
Korra was
in
unhinged,
front
bro.
of everyone. They're like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Korra
You
was
don't
super
see
unhinged.
her, but you see everyone's reaction to it, which is just as horrifying.
To be fair, you can already infer what happened to her when you see the metal enclosed in her head while she was mid cast.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Is like you don't see it happen, but you see the reactions of everyone.
Yeah, but
And you're like, oh, that's horrible.
yeah, but I also like the little hints that Combustion Man wasn't really perfect with his powers since you see him with his prosthetics,
True.
where he probably had like a misfire in the past.
You know, we have stuff like bloodbending and lightning and stuff. I still think this is the weirdest one of all of them in Airbender. It's shooting a laser out of your forehead eye.
Yeah.
No, the weirdest one to me is the whole fucking spirit bending shit. That one was weird.
Was that
actually,
was that in Korra or
No.
in Airbender?
that was
In
in there
both.
in both because the Lion Turtle taught Aang that since Aang was in the whole trip of saying, "Oh no, I can't kill Ozai because it's against my beliefs."
You
as
know
an
what?
airbender."
Okay. Yeah, if the lion turtle counts as spirit bending, then yeah, I think that was the weirdest.
Yeah.
Mhm. Because at least with Combustion Man, you can kind of chalk it up as like, oh, he's a firebender, obviously. But what he's doing is channeling all of his like firebending ability into like one single shot from his forehead.
Yeah.
Which is why when it shoots out, it shoots off like a bomb or a missile.
It is just a bit, I guess a bit weird compared to the rest of the fire bending. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you can at least kind of track it a little bit. As for these other Fire Nation here, we kind of already did talk about Zhong and Pinato a little bit. She was cool because he was like the very first like Fire Nation
Friendly Fire
character.
Nation guy.
Yeah, directly towards Aang. Obviously, we knew Iroh was friendly, but we just never really saw it towards Aang.
Oh yeah,
He's the only true Fire Nation priest.
Yeah,
In my
because
opinion. Remember, the priest, the priest's job is to serve the Avatar.
Yeah.
He's the only one who served the Avatar. Everyone else didn't.
Yeah, bro remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was cool as like an introduction and kind of like telling you like, hey man, there's the Fire Nation isn't all we like people in like skull helmets trying to kill the Avatar.
Mm-hmm. There are good people here.
Yeah, I think he was a great
Which
introduction.
honestly, I think most of the Fire Nation are good people. They're just warmongers.
Or really just like minding their business and they don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of cases.
Well, more of the civilians and the soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers is a different story.
But even the soldiers, I would consider a lot of those soldiers are probably good guys. They're just we're soldiers. We're doing our job.
As we saw from the prison episode.
I mean, they're just following orders.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to flirt with the female jail wardens here. They're like, what is it? Like they're not date worthy or whatever. Throws the fucking helmet at him.
Kinda.
And that's why I
And
wear my helmet.
no wait, and then there's that last part of the war where Sokka tricks them into thinking that there's gonna be a birthday party
It's
party
my
being held,
birthday. He remembered.
and they all
Yep.
got dropped into the middle of the sea.
I love the engineer. Happy birthday.
He still comments on it. It's so goofy.
Yeah. And I still like the little interactions between like the engineering and the crew, where it's like, oh hey, it's weird that we don't really come across each other.
It is pretty cute.
It is.
Yeah. You know what? I don't feel there was enough Zhong glazing, so I kind of want to do it. I think he's probably one of the coolest designs in all of Avatar. I don't know why, but I think he's so fucking sick.
Oh, you mean like the hermit?
Just this crazy ass spiky haired old man with a goddamn scar that just like yells at fucking mentors, but is still kind of like, I don't know. He has this drunken master energy. He's just kind of weird and cool at the same time. I really like him a lot, design wise.
I
Yeah.
do like his
That's-
design.
Yeah, because he does have like the design of a hermit master that's away from society.
Yeah, he's kind of like an aged out Ronin, and I think that's why I really dug him.
Mhm.
Yeah, though he's like a hardcore pacifist.
Yeah, there's that added layer to it too, which is another character. Once again, like these three Fire Nation characters in particular, they shown like they're cool with people. They don't really care about the grand scheme of being evil or anything like that.
Yeah,
I do find it a little odd that he's in the White Lotus.
What do you think
well,
that?
Because he doesn't, to me, in order to be part of the White Lotus, you have to be pretty wise. And he doesn't give off the like as wise vibes, at least to me. He's like in the whole conversation he had with Katara, for example, he's like, "Oh, fire! Like I don't like firebending because firebending you could only destroy. You can't do anything else with it." I'm like, well, if like at least coming from the point of view of like how Iroh views firebending, which is like, no, firebending is life, or like how the sun worshippers did it, where it's like, no, fire is it's life, it's your spirit, it's this thing that you control. It doesn't just destroy. It is an outward projection of like your own emotions and whatnot, which is why you get all the different colors of firebending.
Yeah,
I just feel like a more wise master would have recognized that, while he's just like, nah, firebending is just for destruction.
I think he's more disillusioned by the way firebending has been used by the military after all of his time there, and that's why he's defected
yeah.
and has
Yeah, that is possible.
It's
for
yeah.
sure.
I guess it is possible he got out of the White Lotus, and Iroh came on. And it's like, hey, buddy, you got one more in you.
no,
You
no,
want to do
but
this again?
no, but he does have like some idea that there should be peace, and he should work for it. But he's only disillusioned on the way firebending has been used, not his outlook on life.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Jung was a decent like first teacher for Aang, being like,
Mhm.
don't be reckless with fire, because it's true, it could be one of the most damaging ones if you're not careful.
I mean, he
Mhm.
did hurt Katara after being reckless with fire.
Yeah, so in a way he kind of was right. But man, if Iroh was fucking Aang's first teacher, that would have been a way different story.
Oh, that would have Aang would have picked up firebending so fucking quick.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how many poor teachers Aang had over the course of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he did massively improve on his waterbending after being taught by Paku.
He was probably one of the best ones, I assume.
Yeah, no, I mean, from before he was being taught, Aang was being taught by Katara, and Katara wasn't that good of a waterbender back then.
Yeah, so I like to think Paku's decent, but man, his Aang's earthbending teacher, who probably one of the worst ones.
Well, I mean, it's tough. She's not exactly more. She's not a teaching material.
Oh yeah, no. Top, what's
I
your
would say she-
earthbending?
But
Just do it.
I would say that Toph is what he needed.
In a character
Kinda.
sense, yes.
Yeah, but not a teacher sense or a learning sense.
There's probably a better Earth teacher out there, but as far as what the group needed, Toph was the one.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was gonna
know
say,
because Toph is the one who like she encouraged him to stand up on his own. She taught him like, no, you can face your problems head on. You don't have to like twinkle toe around
Hmm.
all the time.
That's
yeah.
true. You make a good
I
point,
mean,
actually.
yeah. Well, I mean, who else ain't gonna learn earthbending from Boomy?
That would have been crazy. But I don't know if
I don't
Boomy
think
would have been
anything
a
would have
good
gotten
teacher.
done if it was Boomy. It would just
It
be
will.
Aang and Boomy fucking about 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a teacher isn't exactly your friend. They're meant to give you information
Yeah.
appropriately.
They can be your
Mhm.
friend, but the first
Yeah,
priority
but
is teaching.
I was gonna say being a friend does add in like a bias to how hard you should be on someone in order to give them information.
I mean, since he's right here, I assume Gyatso was a pretty good teacher and friend to Aang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though at the same time, Aang also had like an entire monastery to teach him airbending.
That's
I would
true.
also say that Gyatso is probably a fantastic teacher for Aang, but he there are moments with Gyatso where he became more of a friend than a teacher and let his own emotions get in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's because the duties of being an avatar was weighing in on Aang, and
Mm.
they were treating him as more of the role rather than a person.
Mm.
There's kind of
Because
more layer.
because remember they were going to like transfer Aang to one of the other airbending temples, so you could do his training with those guys as well. Because he pretty much learned everything that Gyatso could teach him. So you're like, all right, so you mastered this temple, but there's like three other temples you need to go learn. So we're going to send you to these other temples as well. And that's when Gyatso's like, no, you can't do that. You should stay here.
He's just a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I used to think Gyatso was just a nice guy, and that's kind of how he's introduced to in the flashback. But there's more layers that come out of him where like he also used to be Roku's like really close friend when Roku was training with the air nomads.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately Gyatso was friends with the avatar with the previous avatar, and then eventually I'm sure it hurt Gyatso knowing that one of his best friends that of Roku died, and now he kind of sees Aang as like, well, the avatar is still here. Like Roku, my friend, is still here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he has like an attachment towards Aang because he's also the avatar.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
And I don't know.
For sure
I
you
think that's
see
kind of
that.
cute to think about.
It's very cool. I think it's pretty cool that it is like that. It's just that I think Gyatso kind of lets it get in the way at times.
I guess you can't criticize that aspect of it. And like we all believe it, right? That like Gyatso is 100% part of the White Lotus. There's no way he isn't.
Yeah. He has
Okay.
to be a member. If it wasn't created yet, like that's the only other way I can't see him being part of it.
Yeah, no. This guy is prime White Lotus material.
Hmm.
Yeah, nothing else to say much about the two other air bases here.
hmm
Um,
well, aside from like you have to have like a body count on him,
oh yeah, oh yeah.
because I think the only reason that Gyatso failed to teach Aang enough is that he didn't have enough time.
I mean, I guess he couldn't have predicted the fucking Fire Nation genociding in the entire Air Nation.
Or Aang being encased in a giant ice cube.
It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Something else I want to add, like the spirits in Avatar, really add that little final layer to the world building where they have all these, elementals and political stuff, but there's still like a little bit of whimsy slapped onto all of it, and the spirits are kind of like a good little break from the reality that happens in the world. I find. So, obviously the most iconic one is Ko, like the face stealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Heibai, the giant panda.
Yeah.
Not
Or
panda.
hey, yeah. Or Wan Tong.
Yeah, that
Oh, the owl.
that guy scared the shit out of me every time he just looked. I think that guy had an
I
aura
fucking
about
love
him.
him. Dude,
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing that I'm not in the Avatar world because I would have been like the fucking librarian guy in there. Or like the library would be coming down around us. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna chill here.
No, there's like no food or water in there.
That's fine.
Dude,
Yeah.
I saw the fucking clip of like Aang going through the library and being like, "Hey guys, look, a book about the lion turtle. Oh, what's that over there?" the foreshadowing for the
You're
lion
hinting
turtle
at it.
is like it's so Chekhov's gun, man. Or
Mhm.
like you get statues of the lion turtle occasionally in the background. That's what the fucking statues I think in the pilot are supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be a lion turtle head. So like there's such crummy Chekhov guns like everywhere to be like, and also lion turtle. By the way,
Oh no, they had this whole thing planned out. They had all 3 seasons ready to go.
yeah, it just needed a little bit more foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the library would have been the place to do it,
For sure.
to add a little bit more to the lion turtle, but it's unfortunate.
But I don't think they were gonna do the lion turtle route originally.
No.
I think they just kind of landed with that. We was like, shit, we don't really know how we wanted to end this.
Yeah, I always felt that the lion turtle was more of a Deus Ex Machina to Aang's dilemma of not killing Ozai.
Yeah. So that's really weird in that regard. But yeah, this is the little section with the other miscellaneous ones. You guys might want to move on to the Earth Kingdom, which is the big meaty
Sure.
one, the massive one, where there's a lot of people that are there's a lot of people here to cover. But thankfully, they're all pretty like kind of connected.
China.
China.
Yes, China has a lot of
Yeah.
people, just like the Earth Kingdom.
Yep. Because we got the secret
And
police.
green.
Yep. And we also got the most brutal Avatar iteration out there.
Kiyoshi. The warrior.
So let's see. Who do we start with? There's a lot of characters I'm seeing here. I guess we can start about
Bosco.
Bosco's great.
Yeah.
Bosco, the bear.
He
Yeah.
should have been
I-
a strong Earthbender.
I love the fact that he's seen as weird because he's just a bear.
Yeah, but he is like Kuei's best friend.
But I guess compared to
he's
the
a
other
bear.
animals that are
He's
like
not
kind
a
of weird
Platypus bear.
freakazoids.
Exactly. Like all the other animals are fucking weird crossbreeds, and then Bosco's just a bear.
Yeah.
He's just a regular bear. And I love that even the characters were weirded out by that, where they're like, huh, this place is weird. They have
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, no, like let's be real. Kuei is barely a character. That guy's a figurehead.
Yeah. No, he's a puppet. He's a puppet
Yeah, he's a
for
puppet.
Long Fang.
Oh yeah, and it really does perfectly summarize. Like Longfang is the one really running the show behind the scenes, and maybe the guy Hao, because he's kind of the general. But it's just that Longfang really has it more under the strings.
Yeah, but Long Fang is also like the leader of the secret police or the Dai Li.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
do
but
think the Daily are very cool, though.
they're very badass.
Damn.
Especially since, dude,
their hypnotizing
like
method.
yeah, the hypnotizing method. I actually really like the rock gloves too.
They are pretty cool.
I do too. The rock gloves are really cool. And how they
Yeah.
do the handcuffs.
Yeah, because it could either be used as projectiles or handcuffs and all that stuff. But man, they go pretty hard though.
They're really cool.
Yeah. Especially since you see them everywhere and you don't know if they're actually gunning for you or not.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Judy,
She's the meme.
yep. There's no more embossing say.
Man, she gets thrown a lot around in real life politics.
Yeah. I mean, especially when she's associated with the meme of people drinking the Kool-Aid.
She very much is that, isn't she? She fucking grabs the
She
Kool-Aid
is.
and slurps it down your throat. I do find it funny that she kind of like breaks a little bit the last time you see her.
Yeah, where she starts
Yeah.
freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. And then that's the end of her character. And honestly, that's all you need to see. But yeah, Hao gets owned. He shows up again in the comics for
Mhm.
talking about like the destabilization of like the old colonies.
Yeah.
And there's some conflict with Zuko, but my memory's not clear.
And maybe Ling Sokka's rap opponent.
Utterly failed at the very end. He was doing good. He was doing such a good job.
He's so close to have all the
He
pussy he wanted.
he was off by a syllable. He didn't do his haiku. He didn't haiku enough.
He didn't. Man, that Bouncing Say episode is so good for Zuko and Iroh, but man, I did not care about the Aang part.
I mean, Aang was going over his own struggle of not having Appa.
I mean, in the Tales of Bouncing Say, he was just making a zoo.
Making
Yeah.
it to oh yeah.
All the characters had a really good thing in Tales of Boss and Sing, except for Aang. Aang's was just kind of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of all I could.
Iroh's
chalk
is
up
the
to.
one that blew it out of the water, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's the Zuko one super good too because you get to see that possible ability with Jin. Oh man,
That's true, but I love the Iroh one because you could see Iroh kind of becoming a surrogate father for all these different guys, only for it to be revealed like at the end of the day, no, his son's dead.
Mhm.
yeah,
And there's nothing you can do to bring him back. Because like it starts off with him like comforting a little boy that's crying, and then it's him teaching teaching boys who are probably like young teenagers, preteens or whatever, that they should take responsibility for their action, that no matter how bad things are, it's the right thing to do. And then he's giving advice to the young man who's like trying to mug him, but Iroh's the guy like, no, you could do better. I believe in you. And the guy actually feels motivated to go and better his life. So you just see Iroh giving all these little tidbits of wisdom towards everyone. And then at the end of the episode, it's him being like, if only I could have helped my son.
Hmm.
Like, oh, Iroh, my man.
Yeah, it was really rough. And it was like the first time we ever saw Iroh cry too.
Yep.
damn. It's so hard. I can't pit both against them each other. They're both so good.
I would put the Zuko one as second place to that, though. The Zuko one's very good. Because
Man,
Jin is just cute.
that scene of Jin slicking back her hair got everyone acting up. When she was about to go for the kiss and she slicked back her hair trying to look nice.
You should have done it, Zuko, you fucking imbecile.
Oh man.
But again, that also just goes to show like the Fire Nation kids they're socially awkward. They don't actually know how to talk to people. That's not something that their parents really bothered to teach them.
Yeah. If I'm reading the Riku correctly, and again, this is the same one for Jin, so discretion as it goes, the grain of salt. But it said that Jin lost both of her parents to the Fire Nation, and she's kind of just being a refugee to Bossing Say. She wasn't originally from there.
Yes,
Which
that
is-
is true. That is in the episode.
So there's kind of more layers added to being like, man, she was about to make out with like the fucking
The
prince. Just like, whoa, that must be trippy. I kind of wish it was unpacked a little
he's
bit
the
more.
prince, but he's not the one who's responsible for her parents' death.
Yeah.
He didn't call the shots.
It's true. Yeah. In fact, like I think Zuko was against the shots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of I kind of wish they would unpack that a little bit more. And there is a little bit of it else before that episode. So I put Song in here as well, who is the girl from Zuko alone that showed her scars to Zuko, like on her legs, I believe.
Yes. Was it Zuko alone, or was it the one where it's Zuko and his uncle traveling by themselves?
I think it was Zuko alone, but I don't remember. Don't quote me. But either way, it kind of started to recontextualize kind of Zuko's nationalism, even though he kind of already had a hunch before. I guess now he's really like bringing himself to terms with it. Kind of what is the price
When
of
he
war?
sees civilians are now being harmed, and he's like, "Wait a minute! It's one thing if it's soldiers, but civilians."
Yeah, because like Zuko was like, I'm sure he was thinking it. He was trying to be a little edgy emo kid, being like, yeah, okay, people are nice to me, whatever. I just saved them. I don't care. But I'm sure he did feel like, these people were actually nice and they were treating him well.
Zuko's another one of those characters like Sokka where he could have gotten any pussy he wanted.
Oh, 100%.
There's so many girls falling over him.
Oh yeah, I
Him and
think the
Sokka both
chemistry
just could have gotten whatever women they wanted.
it's a tough bargain between those two. Who's the real winner of their own harem?
Definitely Zuko if he's got the political clout.
True.
I would say Sokka because he got Suki.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
True, but we haven't had a confirmed descendant from Sokka's line.
No, because I think they died before he had kids.
Yeah. Well, Zuko had kids.
Mm.
Yeah, Zuko has confirmed kids, but Sokka has theorized kids, but nothing confirmed. People think that like one of the Beifongs are one of Sokka's kids, but
I don't think so.
It's just a theory.
They would have made it apparent if that were the case.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but that will be
for
a podcast.
I still very much like the idea that the two died before they could have children.
It would feel bad, but it would be poetic.
It would be poetic, and it would make sense for the two warriors to go out swinging.
Mm-hmm. Though it's hard to say if Sokka went out fighting or he went out peacefully in old age.
I know the fan theory is that he went out fighting, that him and Suki went off to some battle or some war and got killed. But it's kind of like the idea is like it was probably a last stand type where like, now we're going to stay behind. You guys get everyone to safety.
True.
At least to me, that's very poetic. And it makes sense for how those two characters are, that's how they would go out.
Indeed. Hand in hand. But yeah,
hey, what's better than going out with your waifu? Dying side by side.
You know who wouldn't die? Kiyoshi. Didn't she live like 250 years old or some shit like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something insane.
Yeah. And I think there was like the theory that Kiyoshi was still able to move around because she created like a little exoskeleton of her, an exoskeleton of Earth around her.
Fucking Christ. I think outside of Aang and she might be the most popular like avatar.
I mean, to be fair, she's the avatar who's the most violent out of all of them.
I think.
I mean,
she also
remade
had
the Earth Kingdom and made the Dai Li.
She also had like a book series as well as like a comic series, if I remember right. So next to Aang, she's the only other avatar that actually has stuff around her. Because we don't know much else about the other avatars.
We know a bit about Roku and Korra, obviously. There's some to them.
Korra didn't do crap. He was just messing around and got his wife taken away by Ko.
Dang. And I think Yangchen had something, but I don't know about that. Whatever.
Or
the only memorable thing with Yangchen is her being like, "Just kill him," and then that was it.
Yeah,
that seems really funny.
I think Aang being a pacifist was just a him thing, since he didn't really grow up or had anyone teach him that it's okay to take a life.
Yeah, I mean, he really internalized it, so I don't blame him.
I do think it's more so a him thing, especially because if you look at monks today, there are some subgroups of those Wayland monks that like do not care if they have to go to war and kill people. They're like, yeah, we'll do it.
I mean, we have an example within Avatar, and that's Gyatso. He was willing to do it.
Yeah, he was like, Gyatso's like, yeah, I'll kill people. Like, this is war. This is what we do.
Anything to live.
Sucks, but you got to do what it takes to live.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't even have a single wound on him. He basically killed himself and the Fire Nation guys.
Suffocated everyone.
But yeah, it's cool that like Kiyoshi fucking moved the island on her own, and the guy that's like this Chin guy basically fell to his death because he was too arrogant to move. And yet when you go to his town, you see like they built a statue of him.
Like, no, our beloved leader.
Yeah.
He's the
Oh,
Avatar Day guy, I think. I think that's the
Yeah.
town. Yeah.
Where they kill the Avatar every day or on that holiday.
Yeah. What a
yeah.
what
And
a
they arrest
weird town.
and they arrested Aang because of his past reincarnations crimes.
Yeah, because well, he was the Avatar, and he also landed on that day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What a weird town. Yeah,
And then you got the Sandbenders.
yeah,
Those guys I thought were kind of cool.
they are very cool looking. But man, this guy Gashuin, the guy who kidnapped Appa, man, he really fucked up.
Well, they're raiders. What do you expect? You're not supposed to trust them.
Oh man, I think the quote was like, "Ah, fuck, I didn't know we were stealing from the Avatar."
That's right. His dad's like, you stole from the Avatar.
Yeah. And Aang was about to blow up on those guys.
Yeah,
The thing that gets me on that too, and I thought this was interesting, was Toph not being able to see when standing on sand.
I thought
It makes
that was a
sense.
cool element. Yeah,
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Sand is very loose and it's not
Mhm.
solid.
So
There's-
like to her, it's like
she's
being
blind.
like yeah, she's blind. She can't like she can
Again.
see things, but it's like it's all super fuzzy.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
she can't make out what's going on.
Yeah, that's some cool joke, being blind twice in the eyes and now in the feet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's also how she invented metal bending, because she was like, you know, I can't see this, so I could bend it.
Yeah. Well, she did bend the impurities in the metal, and that's how she was able to metal bend.
Yeah, essentially. Advanced earth bending 201.
What happens when something becomes too pure?
That's actually a thing in Korra. You you can't bend they can't bend pure metal, they can only bend the impurities within the metal.
Ah.
Yeah.
But isn't metal at the end of the day still just a rock?
Oh man, I don't know if I'm ready for the science discussion on world building for Avatar.
Yeah, but unless they're going by the literal definition of earth bending where they literally bend the earth or the dirt.
That's fair. But yeah, you know, Greater Kingdom aside, because I don't know, we can talk about Meng, but she had a crush on fucking Aang, which I guess Aang was getting his own fucking harem, but they were all like
That was
6.
the, yeah, that was the only one he got was Meg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of the
Kinda.
Kyoshi kids were like fawning over him.
No,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
that's just puppy love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can it really be a crush when you're that young?
Yep.
um, but yeah, no, there's also a lot of vagabonds in the Earth Kingdom.
Woo!
There's a lot of people that
shot.
aren't able to have a home.
Yeah. You want to talk about Jet?
Did Jet die?
Yes.
He did.
It is canon that he is dead.
I love
Yeah,
that the
'cause-
characters on Ember Island were like, "Hey, wait a minute."
No, because his chest got caved in by Long Fang.
Yes, I think he actually is confirmed dead by the authors.
No, and no,
And
also
Longshot also shot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Longshot and Smaller B were crying when they left because they knew he was far gone.
Yeah,
And Qatar tried to heal him, but that wasn't enough.
but
You
man,
can't.
Jet is,
Also, if you look at or if you pay attention, when all the other characters are leaving and Smellerby and Longshot are like
No,
left behind,
Yeah, they were crying.
Longshot pulls his bow and they make it look like they're about to do a last stand, but then he points it down at Jet.
yeah, that's right.
He's
I
gonna
mean,
do like a mercy kill.
Fuck.
Yeah, to be fair, you can't waterbend heal like broken ribs that are piercing your lungs.
Yeah. Oof. So I you know, because goddamn,
but-
when Jed was introduced, he was such an asshole, dude.
Oh no, he was willing to flood the
No, he
entire
was
village.
cool and charming, and then he turned into an
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, I mean, he was about to flood an entire village of innocents and was also some firebenders.
It's also canon that he was Kurtara's first kiss.
Ah, poor Katara. And Aang, too. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jet was.
Sorry, you got sloppy seconds.
Yeah. Well,
Dang.
Jet was the bad boy when it was introduced.
Only for him to being a fucking dick. And man, that moment where he shows up at the border again. It's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you're still around, right?
Yeah. Well, the line between a revolutionist and a terrorist is very thin.
Yeah.
Yep. That's another good episode too, with like all of them. Was Jet's episode, especially for Sokka, because it's Sokka being like, "Wait a minute, like you guys aren't good people. Not every person that's fighting the Fire Nation are good people either."
Sokka gets another W once again.
Yep.
More development for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and Aang almost died that episode too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got zapped in the back by Azula.
Oh, that episode, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Aang did die in that episode. Katara brought him back with the magic spirit water.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right.
I thought you were talking about the first episode with Jet.
No, I was talking about the second meeting with Jet.
Gotcha. But yeah,
You got the Rock.
Hmm.
age
The
perfectly well
boulder.
now.
Mhm.
Yeah, these
The
guys
only
kinda,
difference between the boulder and the rock is that the boulder's allowed to lose.
ha,
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, to be fair, when we saw the boulder lost, I think we felt bad for him.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
kind of an
his-
asshole, but
But he did his. But Toph did make him do the split.
yeah, that was
that
rough.
was a painful loss.
Yeah. Oh
Oof.
yeah, and also
And he does
Hazar,
go back and help him out.
yeah. Also, Hazar, I gotta say, I'm disappointed in you.
I couldn't fit everyone, okay? I couldn't have the fake firebender guy. Well, he's not fake, but
Anyone else?
oh, the King Hippo guy.
No. You want me to say
Which one is it?
the Cabbage Man?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
couldn't fit him in.
User Pheno.
I couldn't fit him in. Yeah, he's great. He's a fantastic addition to the entire series.
I was like, out of all the memorable people you could have fit into the Earth Kingdom, you didn't have the Cabbage Man in your mind.
It's true. My
What's
bad.
great is that originally he was only supposed to be like in one episode, but because he became such a beloved character, they just kept throwing him in.
He made it all the way to, well, his descendants made it all the way to Korra, man. Still going.
Yep. Cabbage Corp.
Getting decimated at every angle. Yeah. God praise be Cabbage Man. But yeah, no, the what do you call it? The Earth Ring guys? I don't know, the wrestler guys, they end up being goons, especially towards like season 3, where they capture Toph and they just get their shit kicked in after she learns metal bending.
Well, the leadership does. The regular earthbending guys end up just joining the army.
True.
Because the boulder was there for the invasion.
Man, but it's also kind of messed up that Toph's parents hired those guys to kidnap her.
That's that's insane to think about. Ugh.
Go kidnap my daughter back.
What lovely parents does Toph have?
Yeah.
Well, they're overbearing, out of touch parents.
Yeah, they are. Fucking
like they care for her.
aristocrats.
Yeah, they care for her, just in their own
Stupid
view.
way.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't really care about talking about Haru and his stupid fucking goatee that he got.
I hate his facial hair.
It's awful. And I don't really have much to say about the mechanics other than he's a goofy guy. Nothing else.
Well, we kind of talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I forget what.
But there's also June,
June.
Is June Earth Kingdom? I thought she is Fire Nation.
She's in that area where Republic City kind of came from.
Oh,
where they're,
so she's a Fire Nation colonist.
Yeah, although she's stated to be part of the Earth Kingdom.
Is it? Okay.
But she's
Because it's kind
yeah,
of hard to tell her affiliation since she's a bounty hunter.
yeah. At the end of the day, she is kind of just a vagabond. So it's not like she has allegiances to either.
Yeah.
She
Well,
is cool, and I love that when they reintroduce her, Toph just like, "Yo, this girl's great.
yeah.
I
Don't forget that
like her.
she's so much of a baddie that Iroh fell for her
I
and
fucking love that.
and
Pretended to be paralyzed.
paralyzed. Yeah.
Uncle, I didn't see you get hit. Shh.
He like has one eye open. It's so goofy. And the great thing, I mean, June isn't too deep of a character, but she has aura, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it seems like she's living a good life though.
She's doing it, man. She loves looking at bar fights and probably getting into them herself.
Get into bar fight. Well, she does get into bar fights.
Probably.
Oh yeah. What
Gets into
yeah.
bar fights. Goes off bounty hunting. Drinks a lot. Regular bounty hunter lifestyle.
Feeds her
Having a good
pet
time.
that can fucking see through, like, smell.
No.
For
Yeah.
sure, she.
What a cool character. And I think that's all she needed to be.
Yep. That's all she needed was to be cool. And she was.
All right. I think that's good for the Earth Kingdom for getting over the characters.
Oh, yeah. There's
All right.
a lot.
So this is just kind of, the next slide is just kind of a reminder of like, here are all the arcs. Even though just in case we didn't talk about them in various detail, I think we did.
Yeah. I mean, we pretty much talked about all the characters and include like a good chunk of the arc.
Yeah. I do want to add that the serpent's like trail is probably one of the coolest looking areas in my opinion.
I do like that area.
So fucking tense. But yeah, that's all I can really say on the arcs. How about we get into the closing thoughts section? Because my recording is about to hit 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
long
memory.
episode.
Oh boy. All right. Closing
This might be
thoughts.
one of the longest episodes we've done.
It is going to be the longest
Yeah.
episode. I don't know. Narrator as a Bleach episode was really fucking long, but I guess we'll see
Well,
what
we gotta
happens.
top that then.
Did you talk about the entirety of Bleach in that one?
It was season 1 through 3, but it's also Nart. He loves Bleach. He had plenty to say.
All right.
Anyways, we're talking about Airbender for I don't know these next 10 minutes or so. Yeah, this last closing scene, I love it so much because it feels so good to see everyone just kind of make it out, you know?
Yeah.
Just hanging out at the tea shop.
Yep.
They all made it. They all got their happy endings.
They all did. Well, except Azula.
Yep.
She's a villain. She doesn't deserve it. But yeah, I guess really reflecting on the series, it's kind of crazy how this series was, as I said previously in the beginning, a kind of just a cartoon, something you compare to Danny Phantom and SpongeBob, and then later on it became a cultural icon in its own right.
Yeah. Though it is like one of the very few cartoons that have an overarching plot and not be episodic.
It's true. Like the only other show I can compare this to, as far as like its really powerful world building, is Full Metal Alchemist, which I've stated before. It's what I would rank equally. Because man, Avatar's world building, as we saw all these characters, all these factions, and all these like magic systems come together and flow into each other so well. I mean, there's a couple hiccups here and there, but I think they did a fantastic job.
Oh, for sure. Like,
It
is probably the first, I would say, chronologically show I've ever watched, where like every episode leads to another event. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like entirely episodic or disjointed like Adventure Time.
Exactly.
It's
like
true.
season 1 was much more like disjointed, but that was more like an odyssey. Well, season 2 and season 3, you could clearly tell, like, yeah, there's a story going on here.
And there was still upward projection even with season 1, where we saw with like Sokka, as we talked about a lot. He kept getting new ways to develop every single episode. It was great.
For sure. And like the other characters got out as well. Like Katara got more and more mature as the season one went on as well. Aang is the one that you see throughout all three seasons that it took until like season three for him to finally mature.
Yeah, until he got shot in the back of the fucking spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the huge shift in character was the moment when Appa was kidnapped, and then he started progressing as a character.
Yeah. Really, the character that stays the most like stable is Toph, but that works to her benefit because
Yeah,
Toph is great from the get go.
though,
Toph
yeah,
is also the Earthbender.
though it already
True.
seems like Toph has had her character arc, like done, so there's not much to develop from her, and that's why she never got her life-changing adventure from Zuko.
Yeah, true. We never talked about it, but man, that joke where she's like, "Whoa, look, guys, I think I see it over there." Everyone looks back at
I'm blind.
Toph,
I
shakes her.
fucking love that.
You fucking
wait.
idiots.
Yeah, she just waves her hand over her eyes. I mean, to be fair for them, it is easy to forget that Toph is actually blind because of how well she moves around.
Yeah. All right, I have a fun closing bit, and this is one I still think about. If you guys could, if Avatar was allowed one fuck, like saying the word fuck, who would say it and what line do you think it would be? I'll give the serious answer while you guys are thinking about it. This is the answer I heard, and I thought was really good. It's when Zuko is in the beach, retelling his stories on like, you know, how he came to be and how this all happened. And it's the line of him saying like, yeah, my father decided to teach me a lesson that day, a lesson on my fucking face. And if that was the only F bomb in the entire series, it would have been crazy.
I was thinking of just him being like confused and just yelling "fuck"
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or,
when he's at the lightning area.
Hey,
Yeah.
or it could be the Cabbage Man getting his cart broken
My
again.
fucking cabbages.
Cabbage Man would have done that. Yeah.
I also like the idea of Toph's introduction is her dropping the F bomb. I'm the greatest fucking earthbender alive, and don't you forget it. It is kind of a silly question. So
In the prison, when they're in the the one group of guys that try to escape from the prison by rowing across the ocean
yeah,
or the volcano. When the guy gets burned and he just fucking screams at "fuck."
that'd be so funny.
That would be funny. That's the thing, like when I think about it, like Sokka and Zuko are the two that I can see dropping the F bomb more than any other character.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's gonna be like Iroh, where he's just gonna tell Zuko, "Oh no, she's crazy. She needs to fucking go down."
Iroh saying it would go crazy. Aang points at Boomy. Wrong fucking choice.
Oh, that one will go hard.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how we should close this. I want to close it as I think all Zuko and Katara shippers are wrong and should go and leave. Bye bye.
I love Azula. that is all I have to say.
He does.
Azula.
All right, see you guys.
Later.